Norms. I am Big Lundi, the DM of the latest D&D craze. It's going to be sweeping the absolute nation, gods, ghouls, and Grimm. I am joined by all four of my players. Hopefully this remains the case moving forward at all times, so we don't have any issues. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
we would.
I am Taper Pepper. Some people know me from Steven's stream, but yeah, I'm ready to go. We're ready to play.
Are you fucking vaping?
I'm turning off my mic when I do so.
Let's relax. Let's continue with the introductions. Okay, well, I guess RNA.
Go for it.
So I'm sure most people also know me from Destiny stream. I stream a little bit, but I'm a pretty normal dude.
Okay, new salsa, go.
My name is New Salsa. A lot of y'all already know me. That's the way it is. Once again, from the Destiny Orbiter crew. We finna do it big in here. New Salsa, get ready. Coming back at you. That's it.
Okay, I'm Chenners.
Cool.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right.
The most timid she's been on this entire cow.
It's gonna ramp up real fast.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
These are our players. Today is going to be our first session, and as a result, a lot of this is going to be introducing the different characters, as well as introducing anybody who might be watching to the different mechanics that we do here on D&D. For quick fact stuff, if you're wondering which edition we're playing 5th edition, which includes all of the different Xanathar's guides to everything, all the different unearthed arcanas, everything that's considered. This is going to be a custom world that is going to be essentially made up entirely by me. It utilizes both Eberron as well as Greyhawk pantheons, so if you're familiar with those gods, then you might be in for a bit of a treat on that front. Well, be aware that we're going to be probably a little dark as going forward. I put it on a scale of 1 to 5, and I believe the direct quote that I was given was "fuck me up." So we're gonna go hardcore from the get-go. Feel free to reveal the map, Tabor.
It's all ready to go on my end.
All right, phenomenal. So, welcome to Appletail, everyone, a famous cheese farming town in the country of Riorosha. Located in the southwestern corner of the border of the Queendom of Tolfia, Appletail prides itself on being the 3rd most prominent cheese manufacturing town in the entirety of the world. Today is the day of the yearly fertility celebration. Every year, the townsfolk and travelers from all sorts of places travel here to try out all the different flavors of available cheeses and participate in the festivities and bask in the revelry of the occasion. Together, everyone gives thanks to Aroi, goddess of agriculture, for their continued prosperity. We find ourselves in Appletail today not to ask why a cheese manufacturing town would be named after apples, but instead to greet several interesting individuals whose destinies are about to converge. For better or for worse, the gods only know. So, let's go ahead and start it off with a bit of a roll. I want everybody to give me 1 die 20.
Ooh.
Damn, these rolls.
Good lord.
The fuck?
All right.
Getting these bad
So let's
rolls out
see.
the way.
We're going to go ahead and start off with this handsome bastard over here, Mr. Gil. Gil Bromson, handsome devil extraordinaire. You found your way here to Appletail, and you've heard of its festivities, and you've heard that the people here generally are fairly nice and easygoing and fun and easy to get along with, so you figured you might as well introduce yourself around, ingratiate yourself with the general populace. Maybe you'll get some information moving forward as to where exactly you want to be moving. At the very least, you'll be able to entertain yourself for a day during your travels. What is the first thing that you'd like to do as soon as you enter town?
Guess go to the square and see where the festivities are taking place.
Easily done. Moving your way through the road, you're able to get yourself to the square fairly easily. I'm going to go ahead and move you over here. And in the square, there are a variety of different activities taking place as you see a bunch of different people set up with so many different booths for so many different games. You see barkers for a ring the bell game. You see barkers for a game where you apparently throw these little rings around bottles. You see barkers for an eating contest that's going to be held in 2 hours at the crack of noon. And you also see a marksman contest being held in the southeastern corner.
Okay, well, you know I gotta try my hand at the marksman contest.
Phenomenal. You head over and you are greeted by a rather portly man.
Hello, my name is Gil. I'm new in town. I'm hoping to give this marksman contest a shot.
The portly man looks to you and goes, "Oh, well, fantastic. I am Curio Dornish. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. You must be a traveler. I'm always very happy to find more people coming into our wonderful town of Appletail. So, we're holding the contest here in about an hour, so I'll go ahead and place your name down here. Sorry, I'm terrible with hearing. What did you say your name was?
It's Gil Bromson.
Gil Bromson. And how do you spell that, sir?
It's GILBROMSSON.
Very good, very good. What would you say your experience is with archery?
Kind of a hobbyist, I would say.
Well,
maybe.
I have no problem with that, not a problem at all. Well, you might be in a bit of luck. One of the people who normally competes in these on a yearly basis is one of our hunters, but unfortunately she seems to be missing as of late. Not sure. She seems to be on an extended hunting leave, I guess. So, you might be in for a bit of luck, since all the rest of them seem to be hobbyists as well. So, hopefully you win. The winner of the competition will be granted a horse. So, have fun with that. In the meantime, feel free to walk around the town. There's plenty of different places that you can go to, lots of stalls that are open that have all sorts of cheeses available to you, straight from our fine factories.
Yeah, I guess I'll go try out some of these cheeses, and I'll be back in an hour.
Very good. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you as well.
So while you go off to try all the different cheeses. Raiden Holy Strider.
Yes.
You're going to be coming. Raiden is riding into town.
Yeah.
Raiden, you walk into town. You notice that there's not a whole lot of people on the outskirts, but you do hear loads of activity going on in the center of town. Are you going to go towards the activity? Are you going to do a little bit of exploration? What are you planning on doing?
Yeah, I would be pretty curious to see what all is going on and what the hubbub is about.
All right. You make your way through the town, not an issue whatsoever, and you notice all the same things that I mentioned before. You got the strength contest with the ringing the bell. You definitely have the milk bottle ring check. Of course, there's the eating contest being advertised, and of course the marksman contest from before.
Yeah, I'll probably try my hand at the ringing the bell contest.
Not an issue. You walk up to the barker who's calling out all the different men in the area. He's normally approaching different men who have women at their sides, trying to goad them into potentially trying to show off for their lady friend by trying to ring the bell. He's very confident that nobody has done so far, and very likely nobody will. But he does bring out something as he calls out to the rest of the public. The first one to ring the bell is going to win this beautiful silver pocket watch. You look at the silver pocket watch and go ahead and roll me an insight check. All right, not a problem. So you look at the silver pocket watch and you know that is a very fine watch. You could probably, for one thing, if it works, definitely a status symbol. For two, if you planned on pawning it, that'd probably net you a few gold. Easy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not the one to find much use on other than looking at the sun for the time of day, and I'm kind of strapped for gold.
All right.
So yeah, I'll try my hand at it.
You walk up and the barker looks to you. Ah! My fine good sir. So we're going to try your hand at trying to ring the bell, sir.
Yes, I will.
No, not a problem, sir. It's just going to be 1 copper to try.
I toss him a copper.
Toss him a copper. He hands you a rubber mallet. All right, feel free to ring the bell, or at least give it a try.
All right, and I rub my hands together and I go, grab the hammer, and I swing.
All right. You wind up, you bring that hammer down over top, and you kind of graze the side of the platform that you're supposed to hit in order to hit the bell. When we sort of bounce off of it a little bit, and the bell sort of the ringer sort of goes up about halfway from your impact and goes all the way back down. The barker sort of nods to you and goes, "Well, that's unfortunate, my boy. That's very unfortunate, highly unfortunate. Another copper gives you another try."
At this point, I kind of notice the people around me looking and laughing because, given my stature, I probably should have done a little bit better. But I kind of roll my shoulders a little bit and stretch out, and I'll toss him another copper, and I swing away.
All right.
There we go.
All right. With that one, you nail it square straight into the platform. The ringer goes whizzing up at super high speed. That bell rings and everybody in the town square can hear it. And the barker sort of gives a bit of a sigh as he hears it. Well, seems we got somebody who managed to ring the bell. Phenomenal. He begrudgingly hands you the silver pocket watch, and you sort of have to like tug it from his grip after a little bit of struggle. And he sort of rubs his hands together and says, "Well, it's lucky that you came along when you did, son. And unfortunately, our resident strongman wasn't able to make it today. Not entirely certain why. It's probably off just trying to tame a raccoon again."
I'll take it from him. I'll be like, I appreciate this.
All right. Well, in that case, go ahead and feel free to do whatever else you want there, boy. Ain't a lot more as far as prizes are concerned, unless you're in stuffed animals.
Not quite.
Very good, very good. And why don't you go ahead and move on so that other people may come in and give me their coppers.
Will do.
All right, so you move on. All right, next up on the list, we got ourselves a nice little Glub. Glub, you're approaching a human town. This is not normal for you, but you are definitely doing so. You hear a lot of sounds of cheering and celebration and laughter inside, and well, how do you decide to approach this?
Well, Glub likes cheese, so Glub is gonna go the fuck in there, really awkwardly though, like really out of place, just kind of stumbling. But not only is she gonna be doing that, but I've already gone ahead and casted good berries, and I am going to sleight of hand slip as many good berries as I can in people's pockets.
All right, go ahead and make me sleight of hand check. Easily done. You hand out those good. You hand out those good berries easily.
All right, good. I'm gonna slip them, especially in Ryan's pocket and Gil's pocket.
Okay. You see 2 large and in charge human-looking individuals. One of them has just recently come off of the rather smug high of ringing the bell at the strength competition, and you see another rather dapper-looking lad who's trying out the different cheeses in a very coquettish way, and you decide to give them a couple good berries because they look just interesting to you.
Fantastic. Now Glub is gonna go and look for all of the fucking cheese that she can just shove into her gullet.
All right. Now the question is, are you going to actually patronize the stands for the cheese, or are you going to try and take some?
You know what? No, Glub is gonna be good. She has her money. She has her little coin purse. You know, she's ready. She's ready to pay legitimately for some good fucking cheese.
All right. You start walking around looking for some good cheese, and you find all the different varieties. You see pepper jack, you see cheddar, you see provolone, you see so many different varieties, and you're just like, this is a cheesy kingdom right here. You patronize the different stalls, and much to your, I don't know, maybe chagrin or maybe you enjoy it. The people at the stalls don't look at you with favor, but they do look at you with a decent amount of curiosity, as if they might not have seen someone like you in quite some time. One of the stall owners actually looks down at you and goes, "Oi, little one, you one of them goblin folk?"
Yes.
You might want to swallow before you start talking. Well, I gotta ask you, I've never really met a goblin before. Don't you usually travel in packs?
Yeah, but not now. Not now. Glub doesn't do that anymore.
Oh, your name's Glub. Now, tell you what, Glub, you go ahead and tell me everything you know about your people, and I might give you some cheese for free. Sound good?
I don't know anything.
What?
I don't know anything.
You don't know nothing about your people?
Nothing.
Well, that's highly unfortunate. Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and give you some chunks of cheese for free anyway, because that just makes me sad.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Glub, as you're sort of munching on more cheese than you can possibly carry, you're approached by several little children. 2 boys, 2 girls. They all approach you, and one of the boys, the largest of the boys, sort of walks over to you and says, "Hello there, my name's Harold."
Please don't hit me.
Oh, no, I don't do the hitting. That's more Jasmine's thing.
Oh, God.
The other boy, who's much smaller than Harold, just sort of looks to you and just goes, not gonna hit you. Harold sort of looks to you and says, "We were all planning on playing some hide and go seek, but we want the 5th. You look like you might be good at it. You want to play?"
Last time I hid, the people never found me and I never saw them again.
Wow. Sounds like my dad.
Oh wow.
Oh.
One of the girls looks to Harold and goes, don't worry. We'll definitely at least try to find you. And if we don't, then I guess you win. And then we'll meet you back here. If it helps.
What do I get?
Well, we were actually thinking that the winner of today is going to get this shiny rock that we found. She sort of,
Oh, fuck yeah, okay.
And Glub just starts running.
Wait, we haven't established the rules yet.
She's gone.
Okay. Harold starts counting as the rest of the kids also start to scatter. So for this, feel free to roll me a stealth check. All right, phenomenal. So, after about 5 or so minutes, you hear Harold say, "All right, Glub, I can't find you."
Master of
Fucking hiding. Glub stays hiding, though.
"We can't give you the stone if you don't come out."
Glub stays in hiding.
Jesus.
She's determined to win this shit, and that is never being found.
You see from your hiding spot all of the children sort of gathered in the square, and they just start scratching their heads. If we can't find her and she's not coming, I guess she's just gone. They converse amongst themselves for a little bit before sort of shrugging and splitting off to do other things. So you continue hiding.
Yes.
Next up, Broshuk, you have found a large farming town with a multitude of cows just standing around in many fields.
Oh no.
How do you feel about this?
Well, walk around. I'm still used to the idea of enslaved animals, and I enjoy that much part, knowing that they're going to be killed. So that's not really I'm not really too focused on that. However, I am more intrigued by the name of the town being an apple trail. So I am definitely excited to partake and go view in any because of their fantastic apples that they must have. I want to talk to them.
All right.
Well, eventually.
So, what's your plan moving forward? Are you going into the town? Are you like scouting out? What are you doing?
I'm going into the town. However, I'm more focused on fighting towards a park. Individuals and like all this hoopla about whatever festival, like that's interesting, right? But what I care not about that. I'm really interested in
About the
discovering and
apples.
finding these apples,
um,
these apple trees.
you sort of make your way through the town, sort of looking at each individual and weighing them up and seeing whether or not they're on the important tree. And eventually, you make your way into the town square where you ignore all of the different festivities that are happening around you. You ignore all the cheeses. You ignore all the different competitions going on. And you see a rather dapper-looking, overweight individual who is sort of standing near the temple to Arawai. He seems to be the person who's in charge of organizing all of this stuff. So he seems to be the type of person that you might want to be asking questions to about how the town works.
All right, so I go ahead and my big folk hero-ness kind of meander towards him and like, good sir, I'm Broshuk. I am looking for your apples.
He looks to you for a moment and strokes his chin. I'm terribly sorry, sir. I'm unfamiliar with who you are, but as far as our apples are concerned, you'll find very many of them if you head into the inn. Unfortunately, apples aren't our primary export.
Ah, why is it called Appletail?
Well, originally it was. Until we ended up having to sell all of the wood. So we had to make fields instead out of what remained, and from there we decided it would be best to cash in on what was at the time a great demand for cheese. Cheese! Cheese for everyone.
Broshuk, I'm just gonna call him Bro. Bro kind of like grits his teeth like a little bit, not menacingly, not openly, but slightly annoyed. And he's like, all right, we all make mistakes. And then just kind of turns around and walks away.
Oh, terribly sorry that you have a problem, sir. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
And he kind of puts his hand up behind him, kind of like so. He's like in a thankful, but dismissive manner.
Yeah.
And
I
then
hear you.
proceeds on forward to whatever nearest shrubbery.
Actually, in the town square, there's a wide variety of different shrubberies that are located in the different corners that sort of decorate the street corners.
Oh, snap. I forgot. Okay. Well, I meander towards one, and I start inspecting their health, just hanging out with the trees a little bit.
You look at the shrubbery and maybe a nature check. All right. You examine the shrubbery and you note that it's not particularly healthy, but it's not unhealthy either. It's probably taken care of at the barest of minimum. Doesn't seem like it's trimmed very often. It doesn't seem like it's taken care of beyond what is necessary in order to keep it alive and going.
All right. With that being said, I pull out my shovel, right, that I have in my backpack.
Yes.
I pull out my shovel and I start, taking care of them. I start but haphazardly, not haphazardly, taking extreme care to guide the roots and to get all the unnecessary things that are going to cause damage. But I am kind of putting that onto the road, right?
Gotcha.
I'm removing that and putting into the dirt. So that is taken care of haphazardly with the intentions of going out to go find some water and everything else like that. But still and at the same time, I'm murmuring to the plants and letting them know what I'm doing, how it's going to be okay, and I appreciate them taking care and being displayed here, and yada yada yada.
Of course. All right. Let me do one thing here concerning that. Okay. One of the many guards that sort of making sure keeping the peace and such, sort of wanders over to you and notices that you're manipulating the shrubbery, and he sort of strokes his chin a little bit and looks to you and says, "Oh yes, sir. Can I help you?"
Hi. No, you may not. And I continue.
Well, I'll be honest. No, what are you doing to the shrub?
Oh, I'm taking care of it. Just making sure, you know what I'm saying.
Well, I think we take pretty good care of the shrubs around here.
Well, you don't understand. I am an expert, right? And what I'm doing right now is handing over some of the finest care that you could ever ask for across these kingdoms for free.
Oh, for free? Well, far be it from me to stop you then. Have a good day, sir.
Take care. And I begin using mold earth to help and assist with this.
You continue to lovingly appreciate the shrubbery. You're left alone by the guard, and you're left to your own devices. About an hour passes of you guys sort of participating in whatever activities that you're participating in. When Gil, you are approached by the town mayor again. He walks up to you and he says, "Excuse me, sir, but we're about to get ready."
Have you tried unmuting?
Oh yeah. I turn and tell him lead on.
All right. You're led to a wonderful little course that is about 100 feet in length. There are several other competitors there. All of them seem to have very standard wooden bows and wooden arrows and such. And all of them sort of greet you very heartily as you're led over by the mayor. The mayor sort of gathers around lots of the townsfolk in the square and says, "Today, of course, is a day of celebrating the fertility that is granted unto us by our goddess. Arwai seeks to feed everyone in the way in which needs to be done. She always sees nature in both its good and its bad. Part of that includes hunting. And no one is blessed more than those who are skilled with an arrow. So, today we're going to see who is the best shot in Appletail." He gestures to you and the others. So for this, I would like you to roll me as you are given 3
Hold on,
arrows.
Ryden hears all of this hubbub,
Mhm.
and I'm kind of walking over to see what all of this is about, since there was kind of like a announcement about it. So I'm watching, but I obviously don't know who anybody is.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, the same. You talk about hunting and killing animals, so my ears perk up.
Oh, I'm actually interested in that. I'm guessing Glub is still in hiding.
Correct.
Forever the hider. All right. So, yeah. For this, you're handed 3 arrows, Gil. And as you're handed these 3 arrows, go ahead and roll me 3 attack rolls, and I'll let you know how that works out for you.
Okay. Okay.
And that one?
All right.
Oh, here we go.
And that one's a good way to start. Okay. All right. So, you got a 5, 12, and 17. So, slightly over 10 average. Whoops, daisy. All right. So, as you go, your first arrow flies very wildly. It goes outside of the entire area. Someone ducks for cover. You end up shattering a vase accidentally. Yeah, obviously a misstep. It happens. But your second arrow, obviously, it hits sort of like the outer circle of the target that you're aiming at, and the third one, it aims towards the inner circle, almost a bullseye, but not quite. Your points are tallied up, and then the rest of the competitors take their spots as well. while you do end up overall scoring in the sort of middling to high tier amongst all of them, unfortunately, you're not able to overcome the averages of all the rest of them. So one of the other archers is crowned the winner and is gifted a phenomenal horse that is over 15 hands high, and as well as a saddle, as well as some saddlebags. Everyone claps in congratulations with the winner of the competition, and the mayor sort of looks to everybody and says, now that this competition is completed, do not worry, for everyone has a chance at glory when it comes to the eating competition to be held in 1 hour.
Oh, Jesus.
Glub stops hiding. She's not hiding anymore.
All right. So, another hour is essentially going to pass. Is there anything else that you guys are interested in like doing during that hour? Engaging with different NPCs, stuff like that.
I just go to the various corners and continue doing my whole thing about whispering to them and ensuring everything and kind of making a mess, but do it my thing.
This is very obvious, by the way. Anybody who's sort of like in the square would probably notice the big dragon man who's just going around.
Yeah, he's not trying to be subtle at all.
The guards are already fine leaving you alone. You've already explained what you're doing. You're not charging for it. You're basically just doing free work. They're just going right.
Glub is curious. Glub observes this being and is like, what the fuck? She doesn't realize how out of place she is, but she realizes that he's very out of place.
How did Gil react to like losing?
Kind of quiet, I guess. No real reaction.
Crying on the inside.
I mean, well, the way he presented his skill with archery was that it's a hobby anyway, so wasn't like a lot of moral
no pride hurt.
Yeah.
I kind of, since I was watching, I kind of see that I saw that Gil lost, but I saw his first shot was wild and it progressively got better. So I walk up to him and I'm not trying to like initiate a long conversation, but I kind of pat him on the back. I say, sometimes in this world, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I kind of just walk right on.
Oh, that's real gatchy.
Okay. I watch him as he goes.
All right. Gil, a man of few words. Well, Ryden, a man of few words. Gil with fewer. So.
Can I approach? Bro Shrek?
That's why I say bro. That's too complicated.
Absolutely.
What, did you just fucking RNG this name?
Yes. He RNG'd everything about his character.
That's the fun part about D&D is the RNG. You get what you get and you work with it.
I got Glub. Well, it was Globe, but I didn't like to say Globe.
Glub's funner.
Yes,
to be
I
fair.
agree.
It is. All right.
I'm approaching.
Bro, you're being approached from behind by a small green creature.
She's going to tug on your... I assume you have some sort of skirt. I need to look at your portrait. Yeah, whatever that is going on. She tugs at an article of clothing that you have on you.
I turn and I'm like, and I stand up straight and I look around. And then I look down.
Hey.
And then you talk. Or I was like, good. You speak. And then I'm there. I get on to a single.
I speak okay.
Single knee. I was like, good. I look okay.
You look weird.
So do you, little one.
No. You look weird.
Are you sure?
I'm certain.
No. Well, I say the same about your own. What's going on?
You're weird.
As they're doing this, Gil is kind of
I
like
see.
watching from the side.
So, what about me, Pertale, is weird? I'm interested to know. I've heard this before.
You got a lot of scales going on. Your skin's weird. You got like your eyelids are kind of weird. You got like the inner lid and then the outer lid and then the you're like a giant frog.
He yells out and belches, ha ha, frog. Well, don't know what much to take from that. A lot of people have found me weird before, but not many have been bold enough to come to my face and say it again. But I ask of you, what is your name?
Glub.
Glub. What do you do, Glub? I grab Glub by the shoulder.
Oh God, I'm uncomfortable.
I'm
Please
like,
don't
we're
touch
about
me.
to be real uncomfortable,
Please don't
Glub.
touch me.
Glub, let me show you some skills.
Please don't touch me.
Whilst you are assaulting Glub, two of the guards come over and immediately start like putting their hands out, going, "Excuse us, what's going on over here?"
Blew out her mind.
I think she did.
I guess I turn around. I was walking towards the food competition, but it's kind of hard to ignore 2 guards and a screaming goblin.
Little screaming goblin is essentially standing there with the shoulders being held by this dragon-like creature. As 2 guards are approaching and asking what's going on, the goblin won't stop screaming, and it ends up causing it to be incredibly difficult for the guards to get a hold on what's going on and to actually listen to what needs to be said. They don't understand what she's saying because it's in such a high-pitched level. But they do understand the word help at the very least.
Is Chenner still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you like blew your mic out.
Mic cut out.
I actually thought you broke your mic.
Oh, yeah, no, I was also confused.
It's fine.
So are the guards approaching?
Yes, they have their hand. They don't have their weapons out, but they do have like a hand out and another hand on their weapon just in case this turns into an altercation. And they're essentially looking to you right now, bro, since Glub is just incessantly screaming, "Could you please let go of the goblin?"
Oh, of course. And I let go with no harm. It's like, oh, I apologize. Sometimes you
Jesus
must forget.
Christ!
I spend most of my time traveling, and I don't get to see myself, and I forget what I look like. You might have probably thought I was trying to eat it or whatever's going on. But
I
no,
just don't like to be touched.
it's okay. You know what? I invaded your personal space, little Glub, and you are absolutely correct. I shouldn't have touched you, little Glub.
I need to be repaid for my trauma.
That isn't going to happen.
Glub goes to the guards and says,
I need him to pay for my trauma.
If you would like, we will be able to apprehend him, and then you can try him at a later date.
Yes.
Oh god.
Oh God.
I will warn you that, well, the laws around here aren't entirely kind to, well, either of your type, to be entirely honest with you. But I will warn you that if we do go through with this, it's going to cost quite a pretty penny for both of you.
I have
and she starts counting.
7.
7 what?
7.
7 what?
7.
Right. How? What? Can someone get over here who understands how to talk to a goblin, please?
And I walk over at the after hearing that, and when I hear the guards say that, I want to make like an intimidation check and kind of sound like I'm a person of authority, that maybe they even should back off, the guards, so we can possibly handle this. So I guess I'll roll.
Feel free to roll.
What is the problem here? Fuck.
All right. You roll your intimidation, and the guard immediately puts a hand up and says, "Excuse me, sir, but you're gonna need to calm down a second. All right? I asked if somebody can speak to a goblin and calm them down for a little bit. Are you one of those types of people? That's what I'm asking."
I believe I am. God damn it.
Well, you're perfectly willing to give a try, because I can't get anything out of it other than the word 7 at the moment.
Convenient 7.
Oh my god.
That is a convenient 7.
Oh no. I kind of look around, I know I came here alone, but I'm kind of looking for backup at this point.
I go, gentlemen. I hold out my hands. And I use my wonderful druid craft ability, and I put forth. I'm assuming at this, like, how, well, I guess the question is, how common is magic and everything in here? Like, or more along the line, magic and, like, in particular, like a druid itself.
There might be one or two people for a town of this size that might be familiar with magic and how to use some of the low tier levels of it, but generally it's not something that's very common, and druidic is probably less common.
Okay. So I go up to, like, gentlemen, you have before you, and I know you don't see me often, a dragonborn Broshuk Asalaswen. You forget this scenario, and I tell you your future tomorrow.
So one of them looks to you and just sort of like shrugs his shoulders. I have no idea who the hell this guy is. The other looks to you and says, "Oh, Broshuk Alaswen. Yeah. I've heard a story about this. Near the countryside, there's a forest. It was being invaded by some creatures. I can't remember the details, but apparently he led a whole militia to fight against them. Oh, so he drove out an invading force. Yeah, he's a local hero as far as they're concerned." And the other guard sort of looks to you and says, "All right. Listen, I know this might be a bit of a pain, but unfortunately the goblin wants to press charges about you grabbing onto her. So what we can do is we can confine you to town for a bit, if that's what you'd like to do, and then we can settle all this after the festival is over, if that's amenable to you."
See, that's fair. You know, that I believe that is perfectly fine, but you don't want to know your fortune tomorrow?
I want to know!
Oh, if you want to know, little Glub. Glub. You Glub. If you would like to know, little Glub, then you would be willing to drop all these charges, because tomorrow
No.
you could get so much more wealth.
How much?
It's tomorrow. Who knows? How do you know how much wealth that I have? I don't have much. Do you see?
You need to tell me. That's not my future.
Well, I haven't looked at your future yet.
Look at it.
We'll look together.
I don't want to look with you.
Well, I will turn away, and then you can look for yourself.
Okay, which way?
Well, I'm turning, so that's my decision. However,
Okay, so which way do I turn?
so do you agree with these terms?
No, which way do I turn?
Left.
Glub turns left.
You have turned left.
And I kind of looking at the guards. I kind of go like that towards them, and I kind of just start meandering off. Full intentioning of staying within the boundaries and everything else like that of the guards. I'm not trying to.
While neither one of them stops you, one of them does like wait until you're like leaving a little ways before he starts to sort of like semi-tail you.
Okay.
You know, keeping an eye on you.
Yeah, I go back to this bush, and I'm now doing
All right.
things over there.
Glub, you've been left by the man who grabbed your shoulders for some strange reason and then offered to look into your future, and then told you to turn left and then left.
People here are fucking weird.
The other guard who still remains sort of looks down to you, Glub, and says, "Right, so here's a quick rundown. Right now, festival's going on. We're not going to be dealing with any sort of thing like that. So after the festival's over, then we can hold a trial. Now I'm going to tell you, it's going to cost you at least 5 gold. If
I have 7.
Okay. I'm just letting you know, 5 gold for someone to represent you in the case, and then
I can represent me.
I highly don't recommend you do that, dear.
But I know Glub. I'm Glub.
Well, fair, but you also don't really know the laws around here, do you?
No.
That's kind of the integral bit.
I can learn. I'm good. Do you have book?
Well, we do have a lot.
I don't know how to read, actually.
But, well, that's going to be an issue then.
Okay.
during this time, Bro's changing his strategy about taking care of these pots and plants a little bit.
Okay.
So now he's cleaning up everything, but not throwing stuff in, but kind of like pushing it into the back, right? And he's using Druidcraft to make things bloom, and he's being more grandiose with it, right? Before he was being more subtle and more caring about like the longevity, but now he's more like, still carrying it, but causing the plants to bloom a little bit early, which he knows the plants necessarily don't 100% like, but people do.
That's
So
fucked up.
it's and he's doing all this and big, so it's now you see like using like Druidcraft for the ability. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, how is Gil where he is?
Yeah.
Like, so you were aware of what's
I've
happening,
been
and then
watching
Ryden,
this whole.
he's been observing with
and then
great
and
intent.
Ryden is there as well,
Well, yeah,
right?
yeah, I was right there. I forgot I can. move
You
that thing.
two, you saw this whole thing go down. I need you to represent me.
Represent.
Represent.
Say, look, little one. I know I'm new to these parts, and I'm not one to get involved in legal matters, but I have.
He grabbed me. He was gonna eat me.
I understand, but I have larger issues at hand that I need to take care of, and if I don't know what business a goblin like you has around here, but if you're looking for any sort of work, I'm looking to get a band together to hopefully earn some gold and reach higher aspirations.
Glub can play. Glub can play music.
I'm sorry, you misunderstood me. A group of adventurers to go on.
Glub can play music.
Okay.
Not well.
Okay. Well, if you are in search of gold and treasures and wondrous stories to be told about you till the end of time, you might want to come with me.
Okay, what about you, sir?
Yeah, she points to Gil.
Will you represent me?
Gil, taken aback slightly, I guess, kind of looks both ways to make sure that Glub is talking to him, and says, well, I truthfully am not a person of the law. I do not believe I would make a good legal counsel for your case.
Glub wants to use Glub. Glub would do best with Glub, but Glub can't use Glub. Glub use you.
How much would you be willing to compensate for this task?
7.
7.
7.
7.
7.
Okay.
The guard sort of looks to you and says, "Yeah, you can understand the problem that I've been having earlier.
I think I see what's going on here.
Seems the vocabulary is a little bit limited."
Yes. I will see what I can do, I suppose. I will be taking that 7, though.
Okay.
Right. So, Glub, you have caused a lot of ruckus, and a lot of people come to sort of like gawk at the small green thing, as well as your friends that you made earlier, the children. They sort of walk over to you as the guard sort of leaves you be to your own devices. And Harold sort of wipes his nose and says, "Glad we couldn't find you.
Glub's really good at hiding.
Well, you won like 45 minutes ago."
I don't know what that is. I don't know the time that well.
Well, okay. Either way, he gestures to one of the girls, and they take a small stone out of their pocket and hand it to you. You examine it, and it's extremely shiny and very exquisite.
Glub puts it in her mouth like a hamster.
Okay. You start to lick it a little bit as it's just naturally resting on your tongue. Sort of put it around your mouth a little bit, test it out. It most certainly doesn't seem like something that you'd be able to bite through. You might hurt your teeth if you tried. But yeah.
It's there now. It's just
All
kind
right.
of.
It's just kind of sitting around, hanging around in your mouth. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Gil is visibly disgusted.
The larger of the children sort of looks up to you, Gil. "Oh, don't worry about that. We made sure it was nice and clean."
I nod.
The other little boy sort of shakes his head. Harold, we should probably get out of here. I'm pretty sure the eating competition's about to start, and all the
Wait.
guys. Huh?
Wait, I have something for you.
Glub like fiddles around in her like pocket pouch thing, and she pulls out some good berries.
Take these.
Each of the kids takes one good berry from you. Harold immediately eats his, going and thinking of evidently quite rightly that it's food. And immediately he sort of is taken aback by eating the whole thing. Goes, wow, I've never felt so full. It's like I just had 10 stacks of pancakes.
Yeah, now you're not gonna be in the eating competition.
Oh,
That's
God.
fine. I wasn't really planning on it anyway.
Good.
The other little boy sort of shrugs and says, "My dad would have been in it, but nobody knows where he is."
Jesus. I bet he went to go get some milk. It happens.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Last time I saw him, he said he was going to go out doing a little bit of late night hunting.
Uh-oh.
Whatever. I'm not really interested in watching an eating competition without my dad in it. So why don't we all just go out and play somewhere else? The other kids sort of nod slightly, and they all wave goodbye to Glub. And Harold, of course, he stands up and says, "Glub, if you ever want to play again, just find us. We're usually in the square."
Okay.
All right. So, after they leave, as was predicted by the young boy, many people start crowding into the sort of eastern part of the market square here. The mayor, once again, center stage as he stands in front of a very long table that's stationed right in front of the temple. He sort of announces to everybody, "All right, everyone, it's a fantastic time today. I hope you've all been enjoying the festivities to the best that you possibly can. Do make sure to have as much cheese as possible. Don't want to have all the cheese sticking around. You know how that can possibly be." There is a very, very, very light chuckle coming from like 2 people. And the mayor sort of recovers from the fact that this joke didn't land all that well. Anyway, so we're going to have ourselves an eating competition. It's a wondrous thing where we demonstrate how much can be put back by the hardiest of Appletalians and all the travelers, of course. So, if anybody would like to participate, please do come forward. We have plenty for everyone.
Glub is running up. She's running.
All right. Glub immediately. Do you want to do like a front flip over the table?
Oh fuck yeah! I'm rolling.
All right.
acrobatics.
Go ahead and roll me an acrobatics.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Glub goes to put her hands on top of the table and immediately smacks her head off of the table and instead slides on her knees under the table, popping out the other side, taking
Oh, no.
taking 3 damage.
A perfect 3.
Pops up
A
the
nat
other
3.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. You're already have such low HP.
Glub's okay.
On the bright side, that got more laughs from the crowd than the mayor's joke, so good on you for that. Would anybody else like to participate? The mayor sort of explains then, by the way, that the winner is going to get a wondrous potion that has been made by the temple and donated for this particular cause.
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry because I'm just kind of wandering place to place looking for people who want to adventure with me. So I kind of look around and see that a few people are stepping up. Nobody that looks like too much competition. I kind of raise my hand with my head down and start walking towards the table.
All right.
I'll do the same.
Okay.
Bro also sees what's going on, but sits right next to Glub in a
At the eating competition table?
at the eating competition table, kind of just plops down, like, boom, and
Stay away from me.
all of his weight. And he just sits there and he looks at him and he's smiling and he sees all this food and his long teeth are gritting and he's like, and he's looking at Glub during this time.
No!
Oh, God.
But at the same time, he's not doing anything. He's just looking at him.
Right.
That's enough.
Sometimes a look is enough.
Yeah.
So, for all of you who are at the table, there's several other people who are there as well, of course. When you're looking at the table, you notice a bountiful feast of all the different types of cheeses available to you, as well as pies that are all placed each in front of you, one at a time. Apparently, pie is the first round. Apple pie, to be specific. So, the competition begins. Everybody roll me Constitution saving throws. Amazing. So, the
Why does
pies
that
are down.
Fit so perfectly.
The pies are down. As soon as the pies are down, Ryden, you had a bad start. You eat the entirety of the first pie, and as cheese is starting to be shoveled in front of you, you're starting to feel like the pie didn't settle all that well with you. And now would probably be a good time to drop out.
Kind of push myself away from the table with my head down, and I go.
Gil, it's not too long into the second dish where you start to feel a little nauseous. You probably had a bad combination of cheese that just didn't taste right in your mouth, and after swallowing it, the entire weird taste just went all the way down to your stomach, and it's not sitting well with you either. So, probably be a good idea for you to get out as well.
Yeah, I'll excuse myself from the table.
All right. In the meantime, Bro and Glub are doing phenomenally well. They're able to both outdo most of the other people who are at the table. Eventually, as a lot of the cheese keeps getting shoveled onto the table for the both of them to eat, it's like neck and neck. Both of them are eating as much as possible. They're the only ones at the table after a good solid like half hour of them just eating nonstop. And then eventually, Bro, you feel very sick. You have eaten way too much cheese. It is now being very clear to you.
Okay. Bro, during this time, just decides to be like, and be grandiose again, just kind of just falls backwards off the bench and just boom, just like lands flat with his arms spread wide. And like it was just me and Glub left, right?
Yep.
And at this time, as he's going down, he pats Glub on the back. Glub! Congratulations!
Don't touch me!
He's like, boom.
Glub, you are patted on the back, unfortunately. But as you are the last person standing and you have bits of cheese all throughout your fingers, all over your face, it's in your hair, the mayor sort of like heads over to you and sort of gestures to you and says, "The winner is..." What was your name, dear?
Glub.
Glub! Everyone give Glub a round of applause.
Yeah!
Crowd claps. Everyone's very proud of Glub. The mayor sort of heads over into the temple and talks to one of the priests for a moment before getting a small vial, and he brings it over to Glub and hands it to you. You might need that, I'm not entirely certain, but this is a potion that I have been informed is supposed to be very capable of curing all sorts of illnesses and diseases that one might have.
Constipation?
Yes, indeed.
Glub drinks it.
All right, you immediately drink it.
Oh my
There's the...
God.
You feel absolutely fine, in spite of the fact that you have gone through this entire eating competition, eating way more than your entire body weight. You're good. You're solid. You don't feel a problem.
No more constipation.
Good for Glub. Good for Glub.
You know what? To the winner, take the spoils. Oh, God. Wait, does she gain her hit points back?
No.
No.
Potion of cure stomach ache.
Yeah.
The mayor starts gesturing to everybody else. All right. Those are the major events that have happened for today. Everyone, feel free to continue investigate with the festivities. One of the people in the crowd sort of raises his hand and says, Excuse me, Mayor, but Yet again, someone who probably would have won this competition isn't here. The mayor sort of scratches his chin. I have no idea what you're talking about there, son. You must be having yourself a little bit too much cheese. And the guy says, no. This has been happening all day. There are 8 people who've gone missing in the past 2 weeks. All of them would have been here for these. Don't you think that's a little weird? The mayor sort of puts his hand on his head and sort of wipes it. Can we not do this during the festival, please? I'm trying not to alarm anybody. And the guy just starts going, no. If there's people missing, it's your job to figure out where they were. All right? You're the mayor. Get shit done. The rest of the crowd starts to murmur a little bit in discontent as the mayor attempts his very best to put on a smile and a happy face for everybody and to try and make everybody's cares go down a little bit. I assure you all that there is nothing to worry about. Every single person who is missing has a perfectly reasonable alibi. Many of them have left town for a variety of reasons in the past. It's not a big deal. There's a lot of discontent.
Anyway.
There's a lot of discontent in the crowd, but eventually they do end up dispersing to go have themselves a little bit more cheese, and the mayor just looks extremely relieved that he didn't have a riot on his hands.
Go ahead.
No, you good.
Hearing this, bro kind of like perks up, and he kind of sits up a bit and kind of climbs up onto the podium and gets near the mayor, and he's like, and as well as he can whisper, and he's like, I've heard, sounds like there's a bit of an issue.
I don't wish to annoy the travelers with such small things that might not even be problems, sir. Please.
No, I also have annoyance with small things. How about this? I have this small thing, Glub, who's apparently pressing charges for some sort of friendly banter. I think she's trying to scam me. That's besides the point. You have the power. I have the power. She's fine. Clearly, she just ate all this wonderful food. She's okay.
I'm not okay.
How about I go out and I go track down these people for you, and I go find out what happens, and then we just make this whole mess with little goblin stuff disappear.
Listen,
I think that's a very fair trade.
If you're able to track them, then fantastic. I'll make sure to pardon you entirely of any sort of small ill content with your actions today. But I don't think that you're going to have too terribly much luck. I have had people look into this, and everyone, well, it doesn't seem to be the case that anybody's been showing back up. It's something that I was planning on trying to handle after the festival was over. But if you want to go ahead and do a little bit of investigation, I don't see why you can't.
Doesn't sound like any of these people were dragonborn before. Have you sent a dragonborn yet?
I will admit that none of them have been dragonborn, no.
And thus, we have our solution.
Okay, if I find these people before he does, can he be like locked up 100%?
Jesus Christ.
Listen, I am not in... if both of you are willing to help, I would prefer not to threaten either of you with any sort of...
I grab Gil and Ryden.
You're my compatriots now. We're against him.
If I may, just a little, if you all are truly interested in perhaps finding these missing individuals, perhaps making it a competition would not be the most efficient way to move forward.
I perk up. I would have to agree. Maybe if we all worked together, it would be quite a bit easier.
No.
But I'm sure if we were a group, we would probably have to state some ground rules about asking for consent before touching each other in any sort of friendly way, whether it be a pat on the back or a rasp on the head.
Does that sound agreeable to you, little one?
No!
Okay, well, we appear to be at a bit of an impasse here. Listen, However way that you manage to do it, feel free. Once you do find them and bring them back, or whatever you need to do, some sort of proof that you have found them, do let me know and just ask me what it is I can do for you, and I'll have it done.
Okay. Glub
Sounds great.
Glub invites you, Mr. Frog, to join my party. With me and my compatriots. I will win though.
Bro, kind of big old grin smile again. He's like, that would be fantastic.
Okay, let's go.
And he's like, ha ha ha. And he's like, goes off with him.
Okay. So you all are aware that some people have gone missing, and you're going to try and track them down. What's your first course of action?
So Gil's gonna approach the mayor and ask, excuse me, you're, what was your name again?
Sorry, 1 second. I have them right here. God damn it. Mercurio Darnesh, sir.
Mr. Darnesh, Mayor Darnesh. If we're going to be tracking these individuals, I guess we should get their names and maybe some information on them, their occupation, where they live.
Well, a few of them are a little bit nondescript, but I do know the names of about 3 of them. The first was Horace. He's our resident strongman here. Whenever a cow keels over, he leads the cow on top of a wagon and drags him off to a place where that cow can be disposed of properly. The next was Rebecca. She's our star hunter. Make sure that we have loads of different furs and such that are available in town. Generally leads all the other archers to make sure that we keep ourselves nice and well stocked. And of course, the last one is, well, he's notable, but not in the same sense. Man's name is Jeremy. Well, he had a way of getting money through illegitimate means. So not a whole lot of people are too terribly sad that he's gone, except perhaps his son. Not entirely certain if the son's aware that he's even gone, though.
Oh shit! I think I know the son.
Okay. I guess. Well, Gil's gonna kind of gesture Glub, to relax for a second.
No!
And ask the mayor. Okay, I understand. All the information. Did these people know each other?
Not particularly. Honestly, come to think of it, he thinks for a little bit before he sort of gets a little bit of an idea sparked in his eyes. If I had to draw a singular line that would connect all of them, I'd say each person who's gone missing is someone who is rather notable as far as the general populace is concerned, from what I understand. Either they're for instance, Horace, our resident strongman, the leader of the hunters, or anything like that. Usually there's somebody who is considered one of the best in their craft. I would say that would be the one thing that probably ties them all together, if I'm thinking hard.
Yes. And did they all disappear on the same day?
No. It's been over the course of a month or so.
Okay. Gil's kind of, I guess, thinking for a moment. And then he's going to turn to Glub and Bro and Ryden and kind of look expectantly at them to see if they have any other, lines of inquiry.
Left or right?
Left.
Okay.
Glub turns left.
I kind of nod to Gil and say, I think this is a decent amount to go off of for now, but I kind of want to catch up to the person who brought up the missing people in the crowd and see if I can spot him as he's leaving the town square.
All right. Give me a perception check. Okay, not hard at all. You track down the man who sort of initially rose the ruckus as far as the crowd was concerned. He looks like a fairly plain individual, usual peasant clothes all about him as he sort of heads back to one of the stands. He does have a somewhat perturbed look on his face as he sort of peruses the different Swisses.
Sir, I understand you were a little frustrated and out in the crowd earlier with the mayor, and I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about what's been going on.
Well, if you're interested, then what I can tell you is that there's been a decent amount of people been going missing lately. Now we've been told that the mayor's been trying to figure out where they all are, but we haven't heard the hide nor hair of any sort of clues of the whereabouts or even remains. A couple of the people who've been gone missing the most would just sort of assume they're dead at this point. There's been a lot of things going on since it started. When the first two went missing, it wasn't really considered a big deal. After all, Horace and Rebecca, they had to go outside to do stuff all the time and oftentimes do very long trips, so them being missing wasn't too strange. It was when we started missing some more people that, we noticed that this might be a little bit more than just coincidence. That's when the mayor decided to institute a nice little curfew for the rest of us. And whenever the sun goes down, we're all obligated to not be outside. Apparently, he's of the suspicion that if people are disappearing, then it's probably as a result of some sort of beast. I'm not entirely certain. It seems a little bit too meticulous for a mere beast, in my particular opinion.
Our friend here kind of looks like a beast, doesn't he?
And she points to bro.
Yes, you also look like a beast, my dear.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Glub made sure she looks very normal.
Normal for goblins, perhaps, but,
No.
Oh. Okay, then no.
Okay.
But, you believe whatever it is you'd like. In any case, is there anything else I can potentially give you? Any more questions I can potentially answer?
Gil's gonna step forward. Do you know where some or all of the missing people live?
Well, they live all over town. Actually, you'll find Horace's place is straight up north, sort of on the edge of town, a little bit separated from everybody else. Rebecca's place is she's got her own little cabin way up in the sort of northwestern part of town. Let's see here. Jeremy, that little bastard. He actually lives on the southern part of town, right on the tip down. It's one of those strange triangular houses.
Okay.
You called him a bastard. Why would you say that about him?
Listen here. Jeremy is known to be a bastard. He has been stealing all sorts of things from all sorts of people. And our ability to prove it has been, not the best, but it's very obvious. He sleeps all day. He doesn't have a job, and yet somehow he's able to provide for his family. Now, how do you think he does it?
I can infer a couple, I catch your drift, sir.
I don't have any more questions.
Yeah.
Okay, give us the keys to their houses, please.
I don't have the keys, little one.
Then how do we get in?
Knock on the door. Many of them have kin.
Okay, and if that doesn't work, should we lockpick?
I think we'll figure it out, Glub. We may not have to resort to those types of.
Glub doesn't like to lockpick.
All right, then we might not have to. But let's go and try to see if we can find Rebecca's house.
Certainly. So first off, you're gonna try and find Rebecca's cabin. As you're doing that, Glub, you notice your friends from earlier, the kids. They're all sitting in a circle, and they're all playing a nice little game while they're singing to themselves. I would like to play what they are singing. Do.
I can't wait for
But-
it to be some creepy child shit.
Oh, it is.
Didn't you hear it?
Yeah.
Let's head all the way up.
All the way up.
There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and play it for myself. Tabor, you might need to play it on your end as well for your stream to hear it.
Okay. I might have to do it through my phone because it might mess up the pictures. Give me a second.
Are we gonna hear it through Roll20, or do we have to turn on the stream?
Yes. That would be...
The children's rhyme?
Yes.
Okay. I might play it through my... Oh, shit. Can I send it to myself?
All right.
All right, ready? I can play it through my speaker.
Feel free.
By sundown, let's see be losing your hand in your crown. For he's one man who comes for you tonight. No way to save him up till the sun shines bright. For the wicked kids against Father and sin, into his museum you're brought in. Gabriel, heartless cold, not interested.
Oh, shoot.
Shit. Didn't get the full one. Damn it.
No, I did. Hold on.
Gabriel, heartless cold, not interested in gold. He'll cut and clean you, gut and prime you, ne'er to be sold. Ne'er to be sold.
There you go. So that's what you hear
Holy
them singing
shit, the children are cultists!
about. One of them looks up to you. It's Harold from before. Hey, Glub.
What the fuck were you guys doing?
Oh, it's one of the nursery rhymes that we taught. It's an old story about a man named Gabriel. He punishes naughty kids.
That's weird. That's really weird. That's really creepy. You guys are so fucking creepy.
Lots of people have creepy rhymes that they teach the kids.
Look, my parents, they didn't teach me anything.
I think that's worse.
No. It's definitely better. I'm glad I don't know these creepy things.
So, all right, could you? I didn't catch everything that you were singing. Could you tell us more about your nursery rhyme?
Oh, sure. It's real simple. Always be in by sundown, lest ye lose your head and your crown. For there's one man who comes for you through the night. No way to stave him off until the sun shines bright. For the wicked kids against father have sinned, into his museum you're brought in. Gabriel, heartless cold, not interested in gold. He'll cut and clean you, gut and prime you, ne'er to be sold.
That's some cultish shit.
Interesting.
Ah.
I kind of look around. That seems a little convenient, even though our the people who have gone missing are adults. Maybe, there's truth to every story we hear.
It's probably not him.
Gentlemen, this is a rhyme.
Dad says that Gabriel's been dead for 20 years.
Where's his
Gabriel.
grave?
Hold on.
I need to know where his grave is.
I don't know.
Gabriel was a real thing.
Yeah, that's why we all hear about it here in town. It's kind of special to us. It's one of our old sort of town legends.
He's not dead. He's not dead.
So it's pretty interesting that he supposedly died 20 years ago, and some of the people who have gone missing are adults. I wonder exactly their age. What if they were children about 20 years ago too?
He turns to the other kid. Desmond, how was your dad like 20 years ago? Desmond sort of shrugs. I don't know math.
It's okay, I don't know either.
Do you happen to know how old your dad is today?
I think he's supposed to be like 30.
Ooh, like 30. It'd be like 5. No, I'm just joking. He's 10. 20 years ago.
Okay. The mayor's like 50 though, so he would have been like an adult at that point.
Fuck.
He's ancient.
When they tell you
He's all
about
this
these stories,
shit.
when they told you these stories back in the past, who were the victims of this Gabriel fellow? Was it everyone, or was it just the children?
I don't know too much. I do know that he did cut people up a lot. And the adults tell us that it's because they were wicked people. That's what they said anyway. Which is why we're supposed to always obey our parents.
Okay, I have a very important question. Did your parents have premarital sex?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, they probably did. That's why they're dead.
My parents are dead?
I mean, your dad's probably dead.
Why do you say that? That's
Gil's
rude.
gonna-
I
gonna-
go ahead and I'm about to touch Gleb, but then I stop just short. like I'm like, ah.
And I go, bro. Let's not go there.
Let's go to and investigate some of these homes.
I agree.
You leave, and Jesmond is sort of like giving rude gestures towards you, Glub. Don't you ever say rude things about another person's dad?
I just said he's dead!
That's rude! He's not dead!
I kind of
Well, you know what?
I start jogging ahead, and I say, Glub, come here, to try to distract her.
No. I'm gonna bring this kid his dad's head.
What alignment are you?
Oh my god.
Chaotic good. But it's a good thing because I'm giving him a resolved story.
Okay, Gil's gonna go ahead and walk away.
Yeah. Oh god.
All right.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh,
you're
God.
trying to find
That's a real good chaotic neutral you got going on there.
Rebecca's cabin first. All right, not a problem. After asking around for a little bit, you're directed up, like straight through the fields. It's all the way up here in the northwestern corner. If you scroll up and to the right, and to the left a little bit, you'll find it there.
As we are going through the fields, I am kind of like whispering and talking to myself, but like apologizing for the plants and letting them know what's going on. Kind of just like whispering a little bit to myself, kind of using mold earth to aerate any soil around and just kind of like take care of them and like, in a not grandiose way this time, but nice and subtle. Like,
examining the plants around this area, you definitely notice that these are taken care of a lot better than the shrubbery that you saw in town. It's possible somebody else might be responsible for the crops and stuff here.
okay. I take note of that.
All right. So you all make your way to Rebecca's cabin. You knock on the door, and nobody answers.
Would that be like this thing up here?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Can I walk around like it's the exterior and are there windows in this abode?
Yes, there is one that is on the sort of like far side over there. Looking through, you're able to note plenty of things. The sun's out, sort of shining inside. And it seems to be sort of an empty cabin that has a little stove for a fire, as well as a bed. Not too terribly much as far as details are concerned. But there does seem to be a wide variety of furs located inside.
And there's no people in there as far as I can tell.
Nope.
Is it big enough for a person to get through?
The window, probably not a full-size person, no.
Okay.
What
Interesting.
about a glub-sized person?
We're not throwing Glub through that.
We just
I
knocked,
got-
right? Did we try the door?
No.
Let's try the door.
Can I jiggle
right,
jiggle
try
the
the
door
door.
handle?
The door is not locked.
Okay.
I kind of it
Um,
starts to open a little bit, and I kind of look behind me, and I'm like, should we go in?
Yes.
Gil,
Of course.
should we
And
go
I
in?
kind of push.
I hear
kinda
both-
push the door open.
And
like
I kind of
already.
and he pushes the door while I'm still there, so I kind of just like stay still and like look at Gil while Bro walks in and Glub follows behind him. I kind of like, okay.
Okay, so you head inside. Immediately, you're granted with you're greeted by a rather luxurious, very large, very well-made bear rug, made out of a bear, obviously, or rather a bear skin.
Oh.
It covers the majority of the main floor of the cabin, leading over either towards the stove or towards the bed or towards the single bed that exists inside. You know that there's a variety of hunting equipment inside as well, including bear traps, different like caltrops, many things to be used to deal with animals in a hunting fashion.
Bro kind of sees all this, takes a deep breath. I think I'd like this Rebecca.
And I kind of hear that, and I'm kind of like, why, what about this place even lets you know that you would probably like her?
Hunting! You don't like hunters?
I kind of saw you taking care of the trees and stuff. I thought you were kind of a nature preserver of sorts. Do you not feel
A
the same way
nature
about
preserver.
animals?
No, why would I feel that way about those?
I don't know. If you care about plants, why wouldn't you care about animals as well? I know
If
that
you care about humans, do you care about goblins?
I don't see why not. They're all living creatures.
Ah, if we're just gonna lie, then okay.
Glub is offended, but not sure why.
All right, go ahead and do me an investigation check while you're checking out the cabin.
Everybody?
Mhm.
There we go. Good God.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Raiden, you're sort of glancing through, trying to find something that might help you, some sort of clue, and you note a sort of a false bottom underneath the bed, and you sort of finagle with it for a little bit, and you're able to get it to open, and you find what seems to be some sort of journal.
I file through it.
All right. Filing through the journal, you sort of note down what all the different details are. As of over a month ago, most of the things that are written down are fairly basic. The different hauls that she's been able to get on a weekly basis, the people that she does the hunts with, notations of how much she makes per haul, and how much she needs for her bills and whatnot. But as of about a month ago, she starts to write things that are a bit more personal. She starts writing that there are some people that have gone missing that she once called friends a while back, and she would like to know what happened to them. She has been contracted by the mayor to try and track them down, try and figure out where they went, and she writes down her progress towards that end. Eventually, though, without being able to give an exact location or anything along those lines in her writings, she notes down that she's somewhat curious as to the growing number of disappearances, and that all of them seem to be connected in some fashion that she can't quite put together herself. And then she starts to write that when she returns back to her cabin at night, she's starting to feel uneasy, as if she's being watched. she decides to put down some traps outside to see if she can catch something, whatever it might be. And after about another several days of writing in her journal, she appears to be getting more frantic with her writing, saying she knows that something's watching her. She knows that there's something outside. She knows that there's a thing that's hunting her, and she doesn't know what it is, but she knows that it's there, and she can't see it, but she knows it's there. And she keeps writing this frantically as if she's trying to confirm this to herself. And eventually the writing stops.
How
When
horrifying.
does she date her entries? Do I know what day it stopped?
Yes, the last entry was made as of a week and a half ago.
What you reading?
I kind of am looking at it, and I'm processing what's happening. And I kind of like set it down, and I go, Rebecca was hired to help find whoever or whatever's taking these people, and about a week and a half ago her writing stopped, and she said she was feeling like she was being watched. So I think this is actually probably a pretty good place to start.
No,
in
Glub
terms of
feels
our
like she's being
enticing.
watched all the time. It's fine. It's normal.
Maybe for a goblin it's normal to feel that way, but someone of her esteem and hunting prowess, I find it rather strange that someone like her would be so worried about being watched and being followed. So much so that she set up traps around her home. I'm beginning to wonder how we didn't stumble upon her traps.
Your traps?
Around the house, yeah. Maybe we should take a look around and see if any of the traps have gone off.
Glub will check.
I guess we can walk outside and kind of check everything.
All right. Looking around very, very briefly and sort of doing very slight investigation work, you look around and you note that there doesn't appear to be any traps. If she did lay them down, then they were cleaned up by something.
Are there any fresh tracks at all?
Roll me survival.
Everybody, or just
Those trained in it.
I suppose.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Glub and Bro, you look around and you note that all the traps seem to be gone. But you also note that there appears to be some markings that there was some other creature that was wandering around this area or outside of the cabin for a time. And it appeared to have done so frequently and over the course of a long period of time. Sort of looking at the tracks, you note, sort of examining very closely and sort of doing your general investigation work, you note that the tracks themselves seem to be fairly humanoid in appearance. A foot, sort of indentations of toes, of the balls of feet, something like that. It appears to be like bare feet, what somebody was probably walking around in. And there appears to be sort of like small remains of, upon further examination, is very difficult to tell what the sort of leftover pieces and scraps are. But if somebody has a medicine check, they might be able to tell.
God damn it.
Stop. I'm gonna.
I don't have many.
Glub sticks something in her mouth and swishes it around. What does she
Glub,
taste?
you stick this in your mouth, you swish it around. This is decayed flesh.
Of what though? Can she tell?
Well, given the context clues of the tracks that you found, as well as what you're tasting, appears to be decayed human flesh.
Oh God! There's fucking human flesh!
I
Can you hear me?
don't know what to
'Cause
say.
I just
Yeah.
Yes.
So. All right, I'm gonna try something out. You'll yell at me later.
I turned to Glub.
I hate it. 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 I hate it.
Phenomenal.
I turn to Gleb and I say,
I don't know why you're freaking out. That's you are.
Oh God! What happened to your voice? It's awful!
But
I have zero idea what to do with fucking Glub.
I don't know how to handle fucking Gleb. I just
I'll
bro
do it,
just
man.
is bro just kind of like gets and he's more interested in the amount of traps that seem to be removed. He's looking for that information, like how many traps were existing and now that they're gone. Was it like a lot or a little?
Given the sort of markings that you found around the place, seemed to be a decent amount. And there are also several missing traps that, upon further examination, you're able to note inside of the cabin itself. At least 3 were bear traps.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so
from
my theory. Sorry, you continue. Sorry.
from the area of where the traps were removed from, were all of them showing like bits of decayed flesh or whatnot, or was it just like the one or whatever the one?
Just in a couple of the spots where you're able to find
Not all of them.
like footprints. Yeah, no.
Okay, my theory. She was paranoid. She had all of her traps. She went outside, forgot about her traps. I just ate her, I think.
I don't think
How did you fall into so many traps?
I don't think the audio is not liking the voice changer.
Yeah,
You can
no.
barely. It's like I
I'll
can
turn
barely
it
hear
down.
you on here.
Hold on. All right, give me a second. Keep going.
I would say I don't think a hunter as qualified as her would fall prone to her own trap.
Glub, very experienced. Glub would do that very, very quickly.
Anything, Gil? What do you think?
I think we should, if we can't find anything else here, we should return to the mayor with this new information. Clearly, he was withholding from us.
Can I leave some good berries for her for when she comes back?
Why not?
If I didn't just eat her.
Maybe place some under her pillow.
Yeah.
Aw. You place a good berry under her pillow.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. It's fucking weird.
All right. You all make your way back to the town square. Festivities are sort of like dying down a little bit for the day as the sort of 4 o'clock bell starts to hit. The afternoon is coming. The sun is is kind of like midway through its downward slope. Everyone's sort of starting to pack up their things and get ready to end for the day. The mayor, of course, is still organizing things in the town square, and he's sort of directing people as to where exactly they'll be putting the rest of their stuff. He's directing all the movers to get the different boxes back and forth, all the cheeses, and basically directing everybody to the warehouses and such. As he sort of looks to all of you as you approach. You have good news. You have good news for me. I certainly hope.
You're full of shit.
Oh God.
Terribly sorry. What?
I'm gonna pull the mayor, I guess away from Glub and say,
As he pulls him away from Glub, I don't like get in her face, but I kind of turn around and get towards her level. I go, Glub, we need to have a talk about human manners, or at least whenever you talk to people who aren't us. And then we'll go back to those two, to you.
So I pull the mayor aside and say, Mr. Mayor, we found some disturbing evidence at Rebecca's residence.
Yes.
What was your? I mean, what was your most recent dealings with Rebecca? Did you ever talk to her at all?
Well, yes. She was the first person that I sent to try to figure out what was going on with all these missing people.
I see. Did she mention anything to you in her discoveries?
Well, unfortunately, no. It wasn't too long after I hired her that she started secluding herself in a little cabin. I figured it might be something to do with her investigation or whatever. But then eventually she ended up disappearing herself.
Mm-hmm. And I may have asked you this before, do you know if she has any kin?
Rebecca knows she ended up not marrying or anything along those lines. Some sort of weird challenge she had of she'd only marry a man who could shoot an arrow straighter than she.
I see. Well, I guess we will continue on with our investigation. I don't believe I have anything else to update you with at this time.
All right. Well, I'm terribly sorry that wasn't able to be of much use to you.
Where will you be after today's events? Will you be generally in this area in the future, or is there?
During the day, normally I'm usually out here taking questions from any passerby, welcoming the different travelers that come to and fro, and all those sorts of things. Though during business hours, you might find me inside the temple. I have an office in there.
Okay. I guess we will return here if we need to find you to update you on any developments in this investigation. We will continue on.
Very good, very good. Oh, by the way, since you are being so kind as to help us on this investigation, I'll go ahead and cop your fee and let you stay at the inn nearby.
Oh, it's very generous of you. I appreciate it, Mr. Mayor.
He sort of points you towards the northern part of the square. It's right over there. It's called the Crook Brewery. Inside is a nice little halfling chef who will take care of all your needs. Just let him know I sent you and you're good to go.
Sounds like a grand plan. I appreciate it, Mr. Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Then I turn to the party and kind of let them know that the mayor's covering our fee for the inn for the night.
Okay, I'm gonna go order everything.
Glub, you go inside. So the street outside of it is covered in fallen leaves, and this appears to be intentional, aesthetically speaking. Whenever somebody comes, is sweeping around the area in front of their own spot, a small man in a chef's hat sort of pops out and goes, "Hey there! You best not touch these leaves. They add to the room." He sort of goes inside. Going inside, the tavern is sort of like a marble row house with green tiles on the roof and a row of flowers just like lining the building. It contains low ceilings and a table where some people are performing a betting game.
Ooh. I am going to approach the table.
Oops, sorry. You approach the table. You sort of examine what's going on, and it appears that they are playing some sort of game involving two dice. Each person holds the dice, they shake them, they throw them, and depending on what numbers seem to pop up, people either are very angry, very jubilant.
Are they trading money in this? Or I guess I'm sure they're trading money, right?
Absolutely, yes. There is definitely copper and silver being traded back and forth.
Am I able to ascertain the rules of the game just by watching, or?
Mm-hmm. It's very simple. It seems that whenever somebody lands on a 7 with the die, they are able to either double their bets and then try again, aiming for an 11, or they can take whatever it is that's been bet thus far before somebody else gets another 7. So somebody rolls a die, they don't get it. People put in money. The next person rolls a die. They don't get it. People put in money. And then it just keeps going until someone rolls a 7. And then they decide what it is they're going to do with the money.
Got it. I turn to Glub and say, I think this is your kind of game.
Oh, fuck yeah!
But I am also going to, I guess, turn back towards the table and ask, I guess, the nearest person sitting at the table, do you have room for one more? Or two more, rather?
All of the participants sort of glance to the both of you. They give Glub a bit of a double take as they notice her. Takes them a little bit of a little time to notice her next to you, but after weighing her up and weighing you up a little bit with their eyes, they sort of nod slightly and allow you to come into the table.
Okay. So then I guess a round of betting starts.
Yes, a round of betting does start. You are both obligated to put at least 5 copper down to start the betting.
Okay.
Glub puts down a gold coin.
Everybody sort of looks to Glub and sort of stares at her for a second. One of the guys sort of puts his finger on the gold coin and flicks it back at Glub.
What the fuck?
Not that much that quick. Have you ever bet before, kid?
No.
Put down the 5 copper first. When it gets to your turn, go ahead and up the ante a bit. Don't go straight for the gold piece.
What's copper?
10 copper make a silver. 10 silver make a gold.
Okay.
Get it?
Yeah, I've never seen those. I've only ever seen gold.
How much gold do you got, kid?
At 7.
Go over to the bartender and get them exchanged. Get a couple of them exchanged for some gold and silver.
Okay.
I'm also gonna go do that.
All right. So you guys head over. The halfling sort of that is behind the bar. His chef hat is entirely off kilter. It looks like it's intentionally messy. His red hair just sort of like lines the bottom of it, and he sort of looks to the both of you with a giant butcher's knife in one of his hands, and he gives you a wide grin, and he sort of like chops into a bit of meat and smiles at you. What can I do for you?
We'd like to exchange some currency, please.
Fantastic. How much do you need?
I guess
40
I'll.
coopers.
40 coppers. All right.
Coopers. They're
Coopers
called
don't
coopers.
exist.
They're called coopers.
No, they're not.
She means copper. And I guess
I figured she did.
she wants 45.
All right. So
Don't talk for me.
basically, you guys give him whatever amount of gold you think necessary, and then he gives you, at the very least, 10 copper, plus whatever silver you would like in exchange.
I'm trying to do this conversion in my head. At least 10 copper, and then however many silver.
Yeah, it's at least 10 copper, and then however much silver you want. Bearing in mind that 10 copper make a silver, and 10 silver make a gold.
Okay. I guess I'll do 10 silver. 10 copper, 10 silver, and then that's it.
Sounds good.
And I'm gonna return to the table.
All right. Glub, I imagine you do the same.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. You guys make your way back to the table. You put your bets in, and the first round starts. So, you guys are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. All right, so Glub, you're going to be the third person rolling, and Gil, you're going to be the last person rolling. So,
Okay.
first person rolls, they don't get a 7. They put in another 5 copper. Next person puts in a silver to raise. Whoops, daisy. They get a 7. They decide they're gonna go ahead and try and double it. So everybody has an opportunity to put double in right now and give him a chance at getting an 11. And if he doesn't get the 11, then you guys continue.
I'm throwing a double.
He does not hit that 11. There's a few groans that go out as the one who doesn't manage to get his 11. He sort of puts a hand on his head and sort of hands his dice over to Glub. You are next.
Okay.
Got your 7. Would you like to take what's on the pot, or would you like to try and double?
I want a double.
All right, everybody puts in double.
Fuck.
You do not manage to get it. All right, next person goes up. Doesn't get a 7. Next person after that gets a 7. Decides to just take the pot and not bother with doubling.
Okay.
So, I believe that would, if you guys participated in the doubling, that's essentially 2.5 silver that's gone.
Okay.
Next round starts. Everybody puts in 5 copper once more. Gil, you're first up. Well, the 11 wasn't really what you were looking for on this roll.
Rip.
So, whoops, daisy. 1. My roll 20 is being kind of laggy here for a second. I'm not entirely certain why.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
2. Why is it taking so long?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Very bizarre. I don't have that many things open, do I? No, I don't. Okay. Well, he misses. Glub, your turn.
It's Glub. Oh shit.
Jesus.
Oh, there's a 7.
Double!
All right, going for double. Actually, with a 7, that means you get to roll again. You don't get the double though. All right.
During this time, bro kind of plops down in front of the bar and he's gonna kick it down and just order a drink.
All right. So you sit down in front of the bar, and the halfling behind the bar, who is standing on an elevated surface in order to be eye level with you while you're sitting, he looks to you and he says, and he has his giant butcher knife in hand as he continues to cut through a large slab of steak. What can I get for you?
Evening, kind barkeep. That steak actually looks pretty delicious.
Well, not a problem. I'm actually prepping all of these to make some steak cake.
Steak cake? What is
Oh,
steak
yes. I've got all kinds of meat cakes here. We got duck cake, bear cake, boar cake, steak cake, lots of different types of cakes.
cake? Where do you get your meat for your bear cake?
Oh, usually I got that from Rebecca. I still have some that's left over, but I'm kind of running low.
Ah. Well, I'll partake in some bear cake when you get the chance.
Very good. I'll get you some bear cake. Comes along with a mug of Perry, if you like.
What's a Perry?
Perry's one of the more very delicate types of alcohols that we have here. The problem with the steak cake and the bear cake in general is that they're extremely rough on the throat. So we give you a little bit of Perry. It goes down nice and easy, soothes the throat from having the rough meat thrown back. You understand what I'm saying?
Partially, maybe, but sure, Perry it is.
Very good. And who might I be billing this to?
The mayor of your fine town.
Very, very good. Okay. Nice little bit of steak cake with a bit of Perry for you.
He goes back and makes that for you, as well as pours you a nice little mug of alcohol. Sorry, we're still betting over here.
Of course.
This is gonna be my last round of betting, I think.
All right, that's your turn then, Gil.
Oh.
Didn't make it. He didn't make it. He didn't make it. Glub. Ah,
Dude, what is up with her and 7?
Yeah,
What are these?
I know, that's
Like,
so weird.
I'm taking everything.
you taking the pot? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Descriptive.
It's a decent amount of rolls altogether of the pot. Gil, go ahead and subtract another 5 silver. And Glub, go ahead and add yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's gonna be 2.5 silver added to you.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, 2.5 gold, should say.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Jesus.
All right. The betters sort of decide that they've lost enough for today, so they decide to pack up as far as the dice are concerned and just give themselves something to eat.
Club, ready to turn in.
Yeah, I'm ready to sleep.
All right. You all have yourselves a nice, fun, phenomenal dinner. Of the many different types of meat cakes that are available, apparently that is the only form of food that this man cooks. How he cooks meat cakes, one cannot be entirely certain. But he cooks that as well as gives you all the adequate amount of alcohol you need to give yourself a nice and wonderful, restful night's sleep. Okay. In the morning, Glub, you wake up in your little room that you've been given, and somebody's knocking at your door. Somebody small.
Oh shit!
Glub fucking stumbles to get up, fresh out of bed, probably just woke up, still pretty fucking tired. And she opens the door.
You open
Who
the door.
Fuck is it?
You see little Harold sort of holding up his hands. Hey, Glub. I was wondering if you saw Desmond last night.
Who? Who are you?
I'm one of the kids from yesterday. You played hide and seek with us.
Oh, right. I think I swallowed that rock.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll come out eventually. That's what
Yeah.
Adams tells me. Anyway, so you told Desmond his dad's probably dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not at home anymore. I was wondering if he came over to you.
No, I haven't seen him at all. He's gone, I guess. I wonder if he got taken like his dad did.
That's very scary.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It happens.
I don't want to think that he's gone.
Well, I mean, we could always go look for him. I guess.
Well, I guess it can't hurt, right?
Where does he live? Let's go to his house.
Sure, he lives up in the north.
Okay, let's fucking go. Wait, I have.
Oh, wait, no.
I have my
Sorry.
party.
He lives in the south, my bad. I mixed up some people.
I need to grab my party. We're in this thing together now because
Okay.
I'm their leader. They need somebody to lead them, and someone strong and confident like me. Glub is very good at this.
Jeez.
I believe you.
Thank you, small one that is probably taller than me.
He does have a head on you. But he sort of waits for you to gather the rest of your party, who are all resting from the previous nights.
She bangs on everyone's door as hard as she can.
Wake the fuck up!
Yeah, I guess I get up and prepare myself and leave the room I'm in.
Okay. You're greeted by Glub and a small child who's waving at you.
I wave back. One little.
We got shit to do.
What shit?
We gotta go find a kid.
Jasmine went missing.
You haven't seen him since last night?
No. We all sort of split ways not long after Glub told him that his dad's probably dead. He was real sad about it.
I shoot a very judgmental look at Glub.
Blink.
And then I put my hand on the kid's shoulder and I say, don't worry, we'll see what we can do. We'll take it from here.
I can't come with you?
If you like. I didn't know if you had any other, things to do that might
I
be
can
more...
go talk to the others. Maybe they saw him.
That might be a good idea. Why don't you actually go grab them if you can and bring them here, and we'll get the rest of our group together and we'll discuss, what you guys may have seen.
Okay, I'll go do that. He sort of gives you a half-hearted salute without actually putting his fingers together, so it's just a full hand, just kind of going like that, as he sort of walks off.
I fake doff a notional hat to him, and then
Milady.
It's Malay kid.
But yeah, then I guess I'll more appropriately knock on riding in Rose doors.
I get up, get dressed, because I assume we're still on task. So I'll just ask what Gil thinks we're gonna do today.
Glub was approached by Harold from yesterday, one of the children in the square, who informed the both of us that an additional child, whose name I can't quite recall at this moment, the one who Glub told that his father was probably dead, he also went missing last night, and they cannot find him today.
All right. Well, I guess we know what we're doing today.
They will be back shortly with, I guess, their entire entourage of children, and we will get a more up-to-date brief on, who may have seen him last.
I feel like you guys should, maybe disguise yourself a bit. It's kind of weird. A bunch of grown men following children around,
Out here, bro walks out, and he's like, "Trust me, I'll be the weirdest thing. Well, second weirdest, second to you, small little Gleb."
I look at Gleb and say, "You are pretty weird."
Glub is probably the most normal out of everybody, I'm not gonna lie.
Weirdness
Glub
aside,
is pretty embarrassed for you guys sometimes.
weirdness aside, we have some citizens of this town to rescue. Let's make haste and not waste any more time.
All right. So as you guys sort of get yourselves together, you have a quick breakfast that's served by the halfling from before. He gives all of you very creepy looks, by the way, as he sort of passes by and serves you all of his meat pies and cakes. And the kids end up meeting you outside of the tavern, the remaining ones anyway. They introduce themselves more formally this time, Harold, Emily, and Farla. Harold and Emily, humans. Farla seems to be a halfling child. And Emily appears to be very sad as she sort of puts her hands together and says, I saw Desmond last night.
Where did you see Desmond last night? More specifically, if you can.
Flashback as she explains her story. So Emily was in her home, sitting in the sort of northwestern corner of the city, as she noted that Jesbin was moving through the alleyways. She looked outside towards Jesbin and asked him exactly what it is that he was doing, and Jesbin explained that he was going to prove that stupid goblin wrong and find his dad.
Jesus.
Is he talking about me?
Nah, I think he's talking about another goblin. Don't worry,
goblin,
Glub.
for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Okay, just making sure though.
She of course pleaded with him to not go, and that he would get in trouble for the curfew if nothing else. And then he said that he had learned plenty of things from his dad, and he's going to be just fine. And then he ends up walking off. So that's sort of her story as to what happened.
So you're, I guess, can you give me more detailed instructions on how to get to the place where you last saw him?
Sure. All you gotta do is go through the northwestern alleyways of the town. You'll find my house sort of near the end. She does any of you have a map?
No.
No, I don't think so. Not technically.
No one has a map.
Okay.
So go about 2 houses in, you'll find a fork, and then just take the northern fork, and then after you get past the main building from there, you're gonna find another fork, and then you turn left, and that's where I saw him.
Got it. Gil has a pretty clear picture in his head for how to get here. Does anybody else have any other pertinent questions?
Is his mom alive?
I think so. Yeah, I've met her before.
Does she cook good?
I've never had her cooking.
Where is his mother?
Still in the house, I think.
Southern tip of town.
Mm-hmm.
Bro kind of kneels down and looks at the gaggle of children, and he's like, "We'll find your friend."
We
But
might not though. He might be gone already.
he, to your rhymes,
All of them
stay
start to
inside and be
immediately
safe.
cry. So all of the kids start crying as Glub says this, and they're somewhat inconsolable at the moment.
I'm gonna facepalm and start walking towards the northwestern portion
I'm
of town.
gonna facepalm and start scrambling in my coin purse and start handing each kid 2 copper and say, "Oh no, this goblin doesn't know what she's talking about. Just be on your way. Go to the main square and get some more cheese." And then I'm like, "All right," and I head out with Gil.
Okay.
And then,
Do that. I feel very offended when you guys do that.
How do you feel how do you think these kids feel when you make them cry, telling them their parents are dead? I don't know much
their-
about
and their
goblins, but
I mean, I'm just telling the truth. That's what I do. I tell the truth.
sometimes we need to tell white lies to children for things that they do not
I don't lie
understand
to
yet.
people.
I
never
wouldn't.
lied in
Don't
my
tell
life.
Glub. Don't tell Glub to lie. It's a very slippery slope. I feel like.
I ponder it for a second and I realize Gil is 100% right. I say children tend to be gentle folk. Maybe we should, keep them from the hard truths of reality.
Okay,
I agree.
You make a good point. They're kind of babies.
Yeah, they're babies. They can't handle the hard stuff, right?
They
Let's
can't.
go see if we can find this kid and his dad.
Although my younger siblings, they kill real good, so they're not babies.
Goblins, I hear, are a different breed. Maybe one day on the road you can tell me about your past.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
Oh, God. I just realized
All
there
right.
could be more than one Gleb.
Oh, there's a fucking plan.
Jesus.
All right. So you guys make your way up to where you were directed by Emily. Go ahead and roll me some investigation checks as you look around the area you were directed towards.
Man, I suck.
Oh,
Oh,
We all suck.
Damn, Club is fucking
We're
on point.
we are in a city.
Glub, it appears that Jesbin was not quite as sneaky as he thought he was. He does leave fairly large boot prints in the dirt in the alleyways, or at least large for his size, anyway. And you're able to follow them a little bit out towards the fields. It's in the fields, however, that it becomes a lot harder to find where he might have been. However, you do sort of ascertain a general direction as to where he was headed.
Can I do a survival check to check taste the dirt to see how many hours have passed since he's stepped here?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me survival. Okay.
Jeez.
It's been
I
about
put the dirt in my mouth.
it's been about 6 hours.
Okay, he was around here 6 hours ago. Also, this dirt tastes really gross.
Is there anybody else like in this area? Like another set of houses, a farmhouse,
Nah, it's
or
still fairly early in the morning, so a lot of people are still waking up. There's nobody who's really like sort of out and about as far as the town is concerned.
Hmm.
Bro says, based off of his nature skills, right? I would assume so. He's like the erosion. I pull out my is it gonna rain later tomorrow? I use my druid craft stuff to figure out the weather in the next 24 hours.
Okay. You sort of divine that it's probably not going to rain. It appears that it's going to be overcast at the very least for the next 24 hours.
Okay. I still say we need to move quick. These tracks are not going to last forever, and they're going to dissipate, especially if he goes towards the fields, and maybe some of these crops might stay down, but as he starts going to the wild foliage and the strength of the pure of the wild, those tracks will be gone.
We'll have to start tracking him by feces. I don't want to put that in my mouth.
I pray it doesn't come to that. Yeah. So we're going?
Mhm.
Okay.
So we're gonna be led by Glub's survival check here. You guys travel for probably about like 4 or so hours, continuing to travel out. You're a decent ways away from town at this point, as you continue to travel, and then eventually, with Glub at the helm, you find what appears to be the entrance to a cave.
Oh boy.
All right, guys. I can see in the dark. I think. I don't remember. Dude, can you guys see?
No.
I
Okay,
forgot.
so
Can Dragonborn? What is our dark vision?
Yeah, Dragonborn can see in the dark.
Okay.
so you guys stand behind us, and I'll lead, because I know humans have a difficult time in low light. But I can't see color, by the way. I'm also colorblind. So if something were to pop out, I need the dragon to.
Wait, is that true? Are goblin colorblind?
No, just Glub.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, like you can't for dark vision you can't discern color anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
okay, so then it
alright.
works out.
Color is
I
naturally.
didn't know if Glub thought she was like special and she was like I can't see color. And it's like, but for dark vision no one can see color.
Okay, cool.
Okay, well,
Alright,
she
lead
can't
the way,
see color
Glub.
in any situation.
Is it like real color blindness or black and white color blindness?
Like black and white, like she's like a dog.
Okay.
All right, you guys make your way inside. I'll go ahead and plop you guys in there. There we go.
Is it dynamic?
Nah, I haven't figured out how to use that yet.
All right, that's
Dude,
fine.
dynamic lighting is so fucking buggy.
All right. With that being said, bro turns around and he's like, this seems to be a little bit more serious than we were starting to get into. I think we need to take heed and take care to make sure that nothing comes behind us. Because if
It's
we were to
okay.
come through,
If they'll get the humans first. If we do get behind, someone gets behind us, it's okay.
Gil rolls his eyes.
Okay,
What's
I
that?
want to protect my human friends, though, I guess. So I'm gonna. What? No, Frog, I need you to go in the back.
fine by me.
Frog.
And I lead. And
All
then we
right.
go forward and we hold hands so nobody gets lost.
I ask consent of my party members if I can hold their hands.
I don't want anybody touching me, so you can hold my sleeve.
Okay, hold her the oversized sleeve of her turtleneck. Is
All
this
good.
okay, Glub?
Yes, this is acceptable.
I look at Gil and I roll my eyes and I stick my hand out, not sure if he's gonna take it or not.
I clasp his hand and then I do that thing where you take your index finger and you like stroke this part as I make eye contact with him and I raise my eyebrows once and then I stop.
What the fuck?
And we start walking.
All right. Moving forward, you find yourself
I'm not
at
holding
a.
anyone.
Moving forward, you find yourself at the fork that leads to the west and to the south.
Okay.
We're going south.
Okay.
We're just charging forward bravely.
Yes.
All right.
Not a problem. You travel south for decent ways, and you come across this spot over here to the side. Glub, go ahead and make me a perception check.
God damn it.
All right. You don't note anything in particular about that spot. However, as you pass, bro, why don't you give me a perception check?
Jeez.
Okay. You both
All
suck
right.
at this.
Jesus.
Moving forward,
Can I like I was gonna ask this before I failed this perception check, by the way. I was gonna ask, using my nature, is this cave actively used? Like, does it seem to be like animals partaking here? Like, is it like
It does appear to have some sort of general travel through sort of lines in the sand that seem to indicate regular usage.
okay?
All right, continuing forward. Glub suspecting nothing.
Okay. Whoops, that is the incorrect thing. All right. So you hit this intersection here. And as you do so, I believe we have another soundbite that I've recorded.
Yep. Here it is. Well, give me 2 seconds. Hold on.
Is anybody holding torches or anything of the sort?
No, we're
Nope.
just in here like
You're
in
just
the
being
dark.
led by the small goblin that can see in the dark.
Yes. And you're covering the rear.
Oh, I'm covering the rear. All right.
Okay.
Jesus. All right, 2 seconds. Here it
Gil's in a weird situation, huh?
is.
Mm-hmm.
Care for high-pitched noises. So you hear that
Okay.
echoing throughout the cave.
Can we tell what direction it's coming from?
Yes. You can tell it is coming from this direction here.
Do we
Bro,
go?
bro pulls out his quarterstaff and it's clearly in his hands now, and it's like he's a little bit more on end about that, and he's a little bit perturbed.
Glub is going to roll for sneak and shake off Ryan's hand. Just like let go of my fucking sleeve.
Jesus.
Okay, you guys chill here for a second. I'm gonna go make sure this dude isn't doing anything inappropriate.
Wait, what? Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So you move forward, Glub. Boom, ba-doom. And you note that this seems to enter into some sort of carved out space.
What the fuck?
A more artificial setting appears to be entering into your view.
That's over here?
Yep.
This area? Okay.
Yes, indeed. Heading inside.
I'm gonna peer.
During this time, I tell our human companions, if you have any torches or anything, don't light them, but put them in your hands or do something. And if something were to kick off, I'll light them for you.
So you look inside, Glub, and what you note is two things. One, a large decorative sign made out of wood, and painted on the sign in some sort of liquid is "Welcome to the museum."
Glub doesn't know how to read, so.
Very good. So below that is a very fat man who is sort of sitting sort of at the pedestal here, sort of right on top of it. He seems to be propped up by something behind him, as it's clear that he's not alive anymore. His entire gut from neck to crotch has been split open and just sort of like allowed to sort of flay. And he's clearly somewhat decomposed.
Okay, so Glub is gonna just like tiptoe back.
Okay, the guy's very inappropriate, but we're gonna go anyway, okay?
I'm gonna say what guy?
You'll see. You'll see.
Okay.
Come.
Okay, I take her sleeve again and I get yanked forward by a little goblin.
All right. You all get yanked forward. As you all enter this space, the two sort of braziers here light a flame.
Oh fuck!
Which gives you all a perfect view of the scene that I just described to Glub.
Yeah, see, he's inappropriate.
Gil, come down here with us.
Oh, sorry.
Gil's gone.
I kind of. This might be a herald. Like, is it just a fat guy or is it like a fat big guy, like buff guy?
It's just a fat guy.
Also, there's that sign, by the way. I don't know what it says.
I see the museum and I say, isn't that what the kids were singing about? Cut and clean you, gut and brine you, and I kind of trail off.
So you're telling me that the kids are the cultists, and they did this to this man?
I don't think so, Glub. I think they were talking about Gabriel when they were talking about his museum, and I think that's where we might be right now.
Is
I
this
guess that
something
would also make sense.
Can I, now that it's lit up, can I look around?
Yeah, perception the shit out of everything.
Nice.
Okay. You glance around, and one thing that becomes extremely obvious to you right now is how incredibly smelly it is. The body in front of you is at least decently decayed at this point, but it's still kept propped up by some sort of piece of wood that is sort of like strapped to its back and sort of attached to a contraption that's making it lean forward, attached to the back of the pedestal. And further in, there appears to be a hallway that leads further into this area. Outside of the sign, the braziers, and the dead body, there's not really a whole lot else to see.
Okay. I guess we go in. Is that to the extent of that the braziers that light up the next room?
They're very bright, and they're
hallway?
able to light up a decent amount of the hallway. Yes.
Okay.
So it's a lit hallway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess I'll try my hand at stealth.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Noted. All right. So you try your hand at stealth and move forward.
Can't really like center myself in this hallway, but
If you
The moment you
hold,
enter the
Side of
hallway,
it. Go to the side of it.
you immediately have an open room to your right, and there's another sign above the room. The sign says hubris, and inside you see the body of another person, a more muscular looking man, though very decayed at this point, and he appears to be propped up in such a way in which he seems to be holding up a dead cow.
Hey.
And in a note that's similar to, and I know this wouldn't be a reference that your characters would know, but you know how Atlas holds the planet,
yeah.
Mhm.
basically like that.
Okay.
What do you?
And that's
what?
I can only see this little like recess over here.
Mm-hmm. It's located right in the center there. That's where
I
the
guess
sort
I'll,
of grotesque.
beckon to the other members of my party to, they can come through the threshold because there's no danger here, so they can see, for themselves.
Jesus Christ! No fucking warning!
I'm not sure how you prepare somebody for something like this. I figured it was better you see it with your own eyes.
That's fucked up.
Appears to
Can
be
we
the
notice
strong
anything
man.
else about like on his person, like how he died, or?
It's difficult to tell how he died without a medicine check.
I'm not really trained in medicine at all, so probably let somebody else take a crack at that.
Neither am I, but I can check. Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. Bro, you sort of examine the body for a little bit, and you note that it appears to have been very delicately preserved in such a way that it wouldn't allow for one to notice very many marks. However, you look sort of on the back, which is not really facing the entrance at all, and you note a number of sort of pinprick-esque wounds.
Pinprick-esque wounds.
That are just sort of like decorating his back.
Oh shit! Like those paddles with the spikes, right?
I guess nobody.
Is that a
answered.
goblin thing?
No! It's a fetish thing.
Oh god.
It's a fetish.
I know not of unholy things that you speak of, Glub. Might we continue to search for the source of the whistling?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Give me to roll again for stealth if I'm gonna peek ahead.
During this time, like, is it possible, like, because he's holding up the cow and everything else like that? I don't. How's he holding up the cow, even though he's dead?
Oh, the cow is actually being hung from a variety of large wires that are attached to the ceiling, and he's being propped up by several wooden mechanisms that are sort of keeping him stuck in place.
Oh, okay.
So it just looks like he's holding up the cow.
I start dismantling some of these wooden mechanisms.
Oh.
I start putting him so his body begins to rest.
All right. As you put a hand on the mechanisms, through the entire space, you hear an echoed, "Stop! Don't touch the displays."
I am surprised.
I go, we
Oh
gotta.
shit, my pants!
I go, we gotta go find this guy. He's obviously here.
I assume that voice came from somewhere
Further
we
in.
haven't already been. Okay. Yeah, so I guess I did my roll. I'm gonna take a peek in the next room.
Okay. You take a peek in the next room. What you note here, it's the wrong thing again. That is also the wrong thing. So this room here is empty, but on your left is another open room that appears to be stocked with a large amount of supplies of some sort. There's also a small stairwell down here and another hallway here.
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna again beckon for them to, the coast is clear. And I'm gonna move further in the room.
Okay.
Is this unlocked?
Yes.
Okay, Glub's gonna open it.
Looking inside, you see a number of boxes of all sorts, as well as barrels, as well as sacks.
I'm gonna perception, see if anything is abnormal.
Nothing strikes out at you as being abnormal.
Alrighty then.
Seems to be a fairly regular supply room. Looks very much like one, other than the fact that it's in a dank, dark cave.
Alrighty then. Well then, fuck the supply room.
Do we have any any better guess at which one of these two hallways we might have heard the voice from, or is it just a general kind of vagueness?
Give me a perception check.
There it is. Where's these 13s?
3
dude?
13s
Yeah,
in a
holy
row.
shit.
I'm gonna die tomorrow.
Yeah,
All
Before
right.
you die, you're gonna hear. Dun, dun,
Please now.
dun, dun.
So you're able to tell that the noise probably came from this direction.
Okay, well, let's get this the old college try. Number 13, number 4. Okay, we did
Okay.
even better. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the end of the hallway, I guess. This is all still lit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
In here, it's a very large space. And you note that there is a crafting table here, as well as a number of crafting supplies on a table here.
But nobody in here, as far as I can tell.
Nope.
Okay. So I guess I'll walk into the room.
Like, see what kind of supplies, like what kind of crafting.
This is a dead end room.
Yes, there's a hammer, there's nails, there's lots of wooden planks, there's saws. And of course, a liberal amount of blood just all over this workbench.
This place is kind of fucked up.
There's no bodies in here?
Not that you can tell, no.
Okay. Alright, well, I guess I'll start taking a look around on my side of the room.
All right.
I'd like to inspect this crafting table.
Okay. Anything in particular you're looking for?
I guess like the kind of things that would be made with this table with those supplies in the room, I guess. As opposed to like whoever was occupying the space was making like salves or potions or whatever, or
components.
Yeah, I guess like trying to figure out like how to word it. I guess like the purpose that they were like with the items they were making, I guess.
It's less items. You do note that there is obviously a lot of blood all over the crafting table. Putting 2 and 2 together using the hammer, the nails, the wood, it's all over on the tool table over there. And given what you saw over here at the entrance and this display over here, it's very probable that the displays, so to speak, are made at least in part in this room.
Fucking wild.
You do know that there are 3 other rooms that are attached here that are very small. Each door is unlocked, and you're able to look inside. And they appear to have a number of bodies inside.
Oh.
Altogether, you count about 5 or so bodies.
In the body count, do we see like the kid or Rebecca or Jeremy?
Do we ever get like a description of them?
You didn't really get a description of them, no. You do note that about 4 of the bodies are male, and 1 of them is female. None of them look like a child, though.
1 of them is female. Well.
And they're all dead, very much dead.
It seems to be, yeah.
Can
Possibly.
I try to figure out what looks like to be the nature of how they died? Is it
sure, another medicine check will do it.
Oof.
Who knows? Probably got their brains bashed in.
Can't see shit.
Well, judging by I guess who we can assume probably is Horace, right, in the first room. It might not be too far of a stretch to imagine that the female here could be Rebecca.
Wait, which one was that kid's dad? Was that Horace?
Jeremy?
The fat
Jeremy.
one.
Was it
Jeremy was the kid's father.
But not the Horace was the big one out there.
Yep.
Who was the guy? Who's the guy holding up the cow?
That was Horace.
That was Harold.
Horace, right?
Or Horace.
I say,
Horace.
I think there might be a more pertinent issue at hand. There is someone that is quite alive in this dungeon with us, and I don't.
Well, it's not them.
I agree, but I find it quite unsettling that we don't know who or where or what he is. And so I know that Borshak touched the body in the other room, so I go to touch one of the bodies that's in here to put their arms over their chest like that, almost as a symbol of peace. So I go to move him. I go to move the guy. I guess I'll do a medicine check.
Are we hearing this whistling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, that's
And
what
that's we tell where it's coming from, or is it just in the air?
It appears to be echoing all around.
Shit. Well, this room seems like a dead end.
I kind of get my guys getting pretty freaking annoyed by all the happenings, what's going on, and pretty like the craziness and disfiguring that's going on. He's like, if he won't come to us, or if we can't find him, let's have him come to us. I'm gonna kick over his damn display.
Rude.
And so my guy starts wandering.
Not
back.
a bad idea. I'm gonna follow this guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Do I see any
One sec.
holes in the room, like in the ceiling? I wanted to. That's mine.
Give me a perception.
I did is 12.
No.
Okay.
Okay then. So, as you head over to start fucking with the displays, you make your very loud pronouncement that that's what you're going to do, and then you hear from further down in this direction the sound of stones being moved. And you hear a I told you not to touch the displays.
I say, Gil, get in here.
Oh. Am I gonna?
I'll lead the way. I mean,
Okay.
it's the only other place we haven't gone.
You guys are so
Well,
brave.
I could take a little peek-see, but
I'll just run
I
in.
start look. Can I look around the room to find something? Like, how the hell can you see me?
Well, as soon as you get over there, you know two things. For one thing, there is an opening that appears to have been a secret where you are right now, and also right behind you there is an individual.
Ooh.
uh-oh.
And well, he's looking pretty upset, and yet for some reason still smiling.
Is he?
Why are you not just enjoying the museum? Can you not just appreciate art?
No, free. Look, you gotta charge money for good stuff. This is free, so it's obviously very low quality.
Fool! True art shouldn't be charged for. Everyone should have the right to see it.
No. Because not everybody deserves to see it.
Everyone deserves to see my art.
I think otherwise. I
Well,
think you're
then.
wrong, and I think that you
Maybe
should
if I
probably
made
charge
you
money.
a part of the pieces, you might agree.
I would. I mean, I'll probably die soon, but you're gonna have to wait.
No, I don't think I will.
Is this person is he human? Is
Give me a religion check.
ooh.
Oh.
He is definitely not. Given the contours of his arms, the sort of stretched nature of his skin, the way in which he's sort of his sort of countenance, his aura, everything about him screams undead of some sort.
Okay, well I'm gonna.
I should have done. Okay.
I think I'm gonna.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so
Well,
I'm gonna do something for myself here. I'm gonna put on some boss music.
Oh god.
we'll hear this through Roll20.
Well, you won't hear mine, but if you'd like to play some for yourself, then you may.
Hell yeah.
Oh, whoops. I'm not using that. Sorry.
Well, I guess upon
Which boss
I
music?
guess-
Because I want to play it.
Well, I'm thinking about Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
Yeah, Vort. We'll go with Vort.
Good choice.
So, the way the initiative works as far as Roll20 is concerned is I put up the turn order right here, you click on your token, and then in your character sheet, you hit your initiative button, and then they'll put you on the initiative order.
Is initiative figured out by itself automatically?
Yes. It's basically just your dex modifier.
So my initiative is freaking 1?
Yeah, plus a roll 20.
All right, never mind. Okay.
People who are on
rolls.
stream, how does that sound? Sorry. I need to click my token. Hold on.
There we go. Boom. All right. Bro, you see this creature is probably going to lunge for one of your compatriots here real soon. But you've got the drop on him since he can't see you for some reason. Probably because you're kind of like somewhat standing behind a wall.
So, that being said, I move the couple, or like the I kind of, can I like occupy like, or like stand right here? Am I able to pass Glub?
You can't occupy the same space as somebody else, but you can move through that space at half speed.
All right. So I kind of stand like more or less right here in this direction, or trying to get it.
If you hold Alt and you drag it, it won't lock you to a square.
Okay. Thank you. I stand there, right, over Glub, and I bellow at this guy, and I'm screaming, and I'm like, I'm just like roaring, and then I
Okay.
use my acid attack.
Alrighty. All right, use your acid attack. It catches him slightly off guard as you sort of roar out loud, and all of you see this dragon-like creature give a mighty roar as acid spits out of his throat and straight towards the creature. The creature does manage to dodge to the side somewhat, which it ends up getting grazed somewhat by it, so it does still take a little bit of damage. But yeah, so that's based off your con save, like that. Boom, you took 5 damage. Looks like got it. Okay, it's this creature's turn. You just breathe fire at it. However, its art has been insulted. So it's going to try and go over to Glub.
Oh God.
God, I hope Glub dies.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Uh-oh. You better hope you...
Oh, wait.
Only
4
4
damage.
damage,
That's
but
good.
if you wouldn't mind rolling me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. You are nauseated for the next turn,
Shit.
which means you basically can't act.
Okay.
All right. Raiden.
I say... Okay, basically, I am looking at Gabriel, and I say, why don't you pick a fight with someone your own size? And I cast Compelled Duel.
Okay. That's a wisdom saving throw. Let me double check right here.
Interesting.
He makes it. He sort of looks to you and gives a half-cocked smile. Oh, in good due time, good sir. In good due time.
Okay. Is that my turn, or can I make...
No. Well,
I can't.
Uh,
It's a bonus
duration
action, so can I...
Yeah, it's a bonus action, so you can still attack if you'd like.
Alright, cool. I'll swing my Warhammer at him. I can't
Alright.
cast Divine Smite now, since I did that, right? Because Divine Smite's a bonus action.
Correct.
Okay. Alright, so I'll just swing my Warhammer at him.
Gotcha.
Oh, God.
That
Oh
misses.
no.
You swing your warhammer at him, and he sort of dodges around, almost in a dance-like maneuver, as he just sort of like does a sort of step to the side and a slight bow backwards before sort of like offering a hand towards you and licking his lips. Gil.
Me. I guess I'm gonna draw my rapier and take a wild thrust at the person who's threatening our party.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm just clicking the rapier in the attacks.
Yeah.
Yes. That hits.
Sweet. Now am I hitting?
Hit the word rapier in the
if you
chat.
click on rapier in
got
chat
it.
underneath your attack roll, there you go. All right, easy peasy. Bloop. All right, Glub, you're nauseated, so you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Bro, back to you.
Bro looks at him and he's like, he then turns his head and he smiles and or he turns and he says as he's about to swing his quarterstaff, and he says, it's like, I don't know, it's like your arch trash. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Great shit talking. Okay, that hits.
And then
You're just fucking beating him with your quarterstaff? Holy shit.
All right. Is
Well,
that your turn?
The real damage he did was the emotional damage with his.
Absolutely. One cannot underestimate how hard it is for an artist to get over being criticized that harshly.
Exactly.
All right. Gabriel looks to you, Mr. Dragon Man.
Oof.
Okay. Do-do-do-do. And he bites into your neck.
Oh no.
Only 7 damage. Roll me a con save.
ooh,
You're good. And his claw misses. So, you now have him biting into your neck, doing 7 damage altogether. Boop. Put you down to 8. All right, Raiden, your turn.
I say, "Be gone, you foul beast," and I cast Divine Smite. So that that's my last spell slot, and so I swing. Oh my god,
miss.
dude!
Feels fucking bad, man.
It happens.
Oh god.
You'll have your day.
Oh no. Sorry.
It'll be fine.
Jesus. All right.
Meanwhile, bro's neck is just like spewing fucking blood.
All right, that puts us to Gil.
All right. Let's go for round 2 with the rapier. Nope.
That's a nope. Glub, you're no longer nauseated. What are you doing?
Oh, fuck yeah. Alright, Glub is gonna get mad. Shit, let me check my spells real quick. Okay, I'm gonna cast Infestation. My cantrip.
Okay. Target must succeed at a Constitution saving throw.
God damn!
Do
Dude, Gabriel's too strong.
Yeah, what the fuck?
movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Blah blah. Okay, so it's a save takes nothing thing. Cool. All right, so you attempt to infest Gabriel with your attack, but unfortunately, whatever you're attempting to infest just dies the moment that it attaches itself to Gabriel. Rotten meat. Bro, you've been bitten in the neck.
He doesn't sound too concerned.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's like, happens all the time.
it happens all the time, you know. to get bit in the neck.
You brush
Trying
it
to
off
decide-
after a while.
I'm trying to decide what to do. How close is everybody to me?
Well, everybody is within about 5 to 10 feet of you.
5.
You're literally like right next to both Glub and Gil. Like you can touch them.
But please don't.
Ugh.
Because Glub will start screaming.
Yeah.
That being said, I want to. What kind of move can I use to get this guy off of my neck? I want to like get him from being latched onto my neck and not do that anymore.
Well, he's not currently latched onto your neck. He just took a bite out of you.
Oh, he took a bite out of me, so he's not there no more.
Yeah.
So, all right, bro's like freaking unnatural crap. I don't know. I'm trying to step. And he like, am I able to step back without taking opportunity?
Yeah. There's a secret passage in there, so you can step back there.
I step back a little bit into this, and I'm gonna cast a I don't want to die yet. Cure wounds on myself.
Okay.
It's not working. Oh, can I click
Have
it?
you? Did you just click on it?
Yeah. Wait. Not from the spells part. Wait. Oh. Yeah, how do I click it? How do I get it going? I don't think it's in my attacks and spellcasting, maybe?
Oh.
Oh. Something got copied
Interesting.
down incorrectly. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. Do.
Should I just do 1d8?
There we go. You got 8 HP back, which is, I believe, tops you off.
I think so, yeah.
Just had to re-put it in. Easy.
Easy peasy.
All right. Well, Glub, the latest critic is gone. So he's going to go back to you.
Ah, fuck.
Pretty
God
sure that-
damn it!
Just imagine how much more healthy you'd be if you didn't give yourself a concussion on the fucking food table.
Just 3 more.
Look, we had a long rest, all right? I healed that off.
Oh, it's true.
Okay, so I have a 3 HP.
Oh my god. I might have 0 now.
Yeah. So, Glub has been...
Yeah, you have 0.
So,
0.
Gabriel pounced on top of Glub, bit into Glub's shoulder, and then pierced a claw straight into Glub's stomach, and then let Glub drop to the floor, and now he's moving towards you guys. Glub, you are now bleeding out.
Oh my god.
Raiden.
I'm freaking out, so I'm just swinging the shit out of my Warhammer. Ah!
All right,
There
that
you go.
hits.
There we
Ah,
go.
something.
7
All right,
damage.
7.
There we go.
All right, you bash into this creature's shoulder, and you see a large indent just appear into its shoulder, and he started goes. Ah! Clearly, you guys are doing some sort of damage to him.
That's good.
Gil.
Glub is still like in the doorway, kind of.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gurgling blood right now.
Glub is blubbing.
Yeah, I'm blubbing.
She's loving it.
I'm not. So like, I guess this is like a behind the scenes question. So like, if I were to like, I guess, step into the doorway kind of thing, like friendly people who are like friendly with each other can pass by the same space, but
Yeah.
like somebody who's not allied
Now, if you
with
tried to
that
pass
person-
through on the other side, that would invoke an attack of opportunity from Gabriel.
but Gabriel couldn't go through me in the same way, right? Like
Correct.
okay. So I guess I'm gonna position myself here, and then I will make my attack.
Okay. So you're standing over Glub protectively, and before continuing your flurry of rapier blows.
Yeah.
Which hits. All right. You feel it sink right into him. The rapier goes straight through his one of his pectorals, and you pull it back out, and he's holding the hole in his pectoral, and he is grimacing. He looks like he's in a lot of pain right now. Glub, death save.
Oh god. Okay.
I really don't want to kill Glub right now, so roll well.
Ah! Wait, I did it. Clicked it twice. Okay. It's the 14 with the first one.
Fine, we'll just go with the first one. Just go with the first one.
Nobody saw the one.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and...
Bro, during all this commotion, or during all this thing, he says, he's like, you like, all right, I got a question. I'm a dragon. Can I bite people?
Yeah.
What do I roll for that? What would that be?
Just be a melee attack based on your strength.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to charge forward at him and kind of try to like buck him, right? Kind of like grab him, tackle him, I guess, and bite into his neck if possible.
Okay. Feel free to do so.
I see. I like that. Turn the tables on him.
Yeah, fuck him for that.
The last thing he'll expect.
What would I roll for that? Because I don't have that.
If you're going to try and tackle him to the ground, that's going to be an opposed athletics check first.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll athletics.
Oh no.
Okay. So you attempt to tackle him into the ground. He just sort of like judo throws you to the side easily, like not even kind of a problem.
Do I like land on the opposite side of him?
Yeah, we'll go with that. And unfortunately, because of that, regaining your balance does take up the rest of your turn, so you won't be able to do your bite.
Sure. Just as I planned.
Oh wait! We can hear you.
Huh? Oh.
It's fine.
All right. So let's see. How about the person who's been stabbing him a bunch?
Oh boy.
9 misses. And 8 misses. So Gabriel goes for another bite claw towards Gil, but Gil masterfully dodges to the sides. Not a problem. Raiden. This thing is bleeding. Okay. That hits.
Oh my.
All right. You bring your hammer up and you bash it down on top of him. And his head gets caved completely in.
Going on?
Oh no.
Going straight down his neck hole and causing him to fall the fuck down.
Jesus.
Oh.
I'm assuming he's like incapacitated or deceased. Well, he's already deceased, but okay. Okay.
Help
Yeah.
me.
So I will. Can I stabilize Glub? Because I don't really have like
Roll medicine.
tools.
Yep. It's going to be a medicine check.
I'll do my best.
Just cover the gash wound.
Nobody else is like more versed in medicine, right?
I have a lot of wisdom. That's it.
Yeah. Well, that would help, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why
It's
don't
a
you
wisdom
try
roll,
to-
yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you try to? Because I don't want to like mess it up. I have about as much
I-
medical knowledge as a normal common
I
person.
run over to the little goblin friend,
Mhm.
and I say, "I'm going to touch you whether you like it or not."
No.
13.
Am I stabilized? Do I have 1
What is
HP?
Yes.
Huzzah.
I stabilize Gleb.
God damn it!
I step forward and I say, you wanted to persecute him, right?
I'll still do it.
Now is not the
As-
time.
in the process of stabilizing him, and as I'm stitching him up or doing what I do, I just kind of little poke to do one more damage. No, I'm just.
All right.
Well, now that you stabilized, I guess, is there anything else in this room?
Definitely.
What's
Absolutely.
I forget his name. Is the child here? Oh, hey, there we go. Well, 19
Nice.
plus 1.
All right. So you move into the secret area that's been opened up,
Oh, hello.
Ah,
and you note what appears to be some sort of ceremonial circle. Now, the child doesn't seem to be in this room either. However, there appears to be a multitude of different used ingredients that surrounds the circle.
Do I have knowledge of, I guess, do I recognize any of the symbology, I guess, in this room? Like on
Religion.
the circle? Not so strong this time.
Unfortunately, that particular check isn't going to do it.
All right.
Tabor, you should know this stuff, right?
I don't.
no,
Who's the
right.
paladin? Who's the paladin?
Oh,
I am.
he definitely does not know this.
And none of this stuff seems
escaping me.
significant. It's
Okay.
possible that you could bring this stuff to the temple, though, and perhaps they might know something.
Okay,
Let
well,
me-
I'll
Let me see.
I'll jot down the symbol on like a scrap of paper,
Mhm.
and just put it in my pocket.
I grab Gabriel's body and kind of like move it away a little bit. I'm like kind of like put it over here.
I'm going to move this away from the demonic-looking circle.
Yeah, move that stuff away. And like, I want to take, I want to take a piece of him, like his arm or something. That's whatever part looks the less of like human, right? Like for him being undead, like whatever like piece of evidence.
Yeah,
like,
an
oh,
arm
yeah,
works,
this-
because his hands are claws now as opposed to actual hands.
Okay, so I grab that.
I'm gonna lay on hands on Glub and healer for 10 damage.
Oh, thank God.
Because it's 2 times. It's pally level times 5, right?
Yes.
All right, so
That's how many points you can heal per day using it. Yes.
I'll just use all of it on her since everyone else is rather unscathed.
Glub was trying to identify the symbols. Does she have any better luck?
Glub with the religion check of a 14. Well, Glub, you're familiar with some basic things as far as like human and humanoid religion is concerned. Boom. So, this is a symbol that is generally universally recognized as being related, I should say, to a group of gods known as the Dark Six. The Dark Six stand in contrast to what is known as the Sovereign Host, which is essentially the quote-unquote good gods. The Dark Six, obviously seen as the natural counterbalance towards the Sovereign Host, and many of them are related to dark magics of a variety of different sorts. And as such, this is probably related.
I relayed this information to my party members.
Noted. And we definitely don't see any more signs of the child.
Well, you haven't really explored the whole thing, but don't worry too much. sort of as you spend a decent amount of time investigating the area and collecting the different alchemical reagents and stuff like that, you do hear the soft pitter patter of a child coming up behind you guys, and you see little Jesbin sort of come out from behind where Glub is, and he just sort of gives you guys some ragged breaths.
Holy
Hi.
shit, you're alive!
Yeah,
Did you see your dead dad?
no.
Well, I found some bodies. Let's go check them out together.
I don't want to see them.
Okay. I'm pretty sure one of them is your dad.
I don't. I
Bro,
I just
walks
want you to
over
know.
and
I
places a hand over Gleb's mouth.
Do not touch!
he
But
just
the hand's there,
he just
so you
starts
can't hear
crying.
it, and
He just
I
starts crying and
bring her.
just
bring,
starts
like,
screaming incoherently
I'll just
about how tired he is.
over there.
I'll say, come here, child. Everything will be all right. Oh my God.
You
Okay.
try to settle him down, but he's not even listening to you at this point. He's just sort of just crying about a variety of things. He's crying about how far he ran, how long he had to run, about how he threw the thing off its trail with his shoes, and he's been running without his shoes for a while, and it's been hurting his feet. You look at his feet, and they're just like they're somewhat bleeding from a variety of rocks that are just sort of like stuck in his feet. He's tired. He wants to go home. He doesn't want. He doesn't want to know anything about this anymore. All these sorts of things.
I guess after he's doing that, I kind of walk over to him and Raiden and say, I'm gonna crouch down and say, look, I know you've had some trouble. This is a terrible ordeal. Why don't you just we'll take you home. But can you describe what your father looks like to us, so that we can kind of keep looking for him and hopefully bring him back to you?
He gives you a light description after a little bit of him completing his venting and settling down somewhat. Explaining that his father is very tall, very lean, with dark hair and a scar running sort of across his nose.
Okay. So I thank him, and then I'm gonna ask, do you know what the woman Rebecca looks like by chance?
He shakes his head and says that the only thing that he knows is that she has very short black hair.
Okay. So thank you. I'll have one of my associates will take you to the entrance of the cave now, and we'll depart together towards the town here shortly. But rest assured, things are going to be okay.
How far away is the town from here?
It's about a 4-hour journey. on
Jesus!
foot.
4 hours. Never mind.
We left it like fairly early, right? Like morning.
You left at about like 8:30 in the morning.
So it's probably like midday 3, 2-ish, 1.
Yeah, something around like 1 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. So I tell him that, and then I would like to go back to this room and just kind of cross-reference what he told me with all the bodies here.
None of the bodies appear to match either of the descriptions that he gave. Doing a little bit more investigation, however, you do note that there is one more room that you haven't examined.
That's right. Right here.
No, actually, those stairs don't lead anywhere. They're just broken stairs. This room down here, which appears to be a bedroom, and right pinned up against the wall here is a black-haired woman nailed up to some sort of cross type object that is nailed up there via 2 bear traps on each of her arms and one wrapped around her ankles.
Oh,
Well,
she okay?
I don't think I need to discern how she died.
I'm gonna take the
She
kid.
is deceased, right? She's not just.
Oh yes,
Okay, just making sure.
it's not even a question.
Is there anything else in the room of note, like object-wise, or any kind of chests?
Um, not that you can tell.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the kid while I'm like more or less covering his eyes. Tell him like look at the ground, and we're gonna walk towards the front. He doesn't need to be in here no more.
All right.
And then I'm gonna try to entertain him as little bit as I can, doing little druid crafts, making seeds bloom and stuff like that. Talking about it's not like doing the best. See how well it works.
All right. Well, I'll say this. You have solved the problem of where everybody has gone. You managed to not get a child killed. And you have figured out that there appears to be some sort of third party that's responsible for all of this, though the nature of which is somewhat unknown. You've found all of the people who are missing. The person responsible is dead, and the child is rescued. So, I would call that a fairly successful first session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and call it there. We'll pick up with denouement the next time we meet, which I believe is going to be next Monday.
Yes.
Same time, 7 o'clock. Does that work?
I think so. We
Sounds
might
good.
go a little bit later, but I'll let you know the closer we get to it. But I should be able to make it.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right, very good. Well, I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you. I was a little scared for a second.
I was expecting Glub to die 100%. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, that rhymed.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, I think that's a good place to stop. So, thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you for all of my players for making every session that I ever do entertaining as hell. Thank you, in particular, Channers, for Glub, just in general. I just love Glub.
Yeah. Hopefully she lives a little bit longer.
We'll see.
And yeah, I shall see all of you on next Monday.
Yes, sir. All right, let's do
Sounds
sign off real quick.
pretty good.
I'm Tabor. Tabor snapping on all the social media. Check us out next week.
I'm Arne. I don't have social media. I'm a normie. Don't look me up. I don't care. See you next week.
I'm Chenners.
Sa-
That's it.
I'm new salsa.
All right.
Well.
And of course, Big Lundi. You can see me on Twitch at twitch.tv/big_LUNDI, as well as my YouTube, youtube.com/Big Lundi.
Alrighty. We'll see you
Take
guys
care,
next
everyone.
week.
Thank you for watching.
Peace out.
Farewell.